Chapter 685. Everyone was excited and couldn't help but give it a try. Even the few desperate realms began to try to locate the brain nucleus at this time. In the end, after a while, Fong Ping looked indifferent. He held his head high and puffed out his chest. He did not put away the celestial bridge and Sanjiao Gate at all. His brain core that was as weak as a firefly was incomparably dazzling at this moment. Trash! Of course, Fong Ping did not say this out loud. It was what he was thinking. Even so, the look in his eyes still made the three apex experts want to hammer him to death. The bridge of heaven and earth and Sanjiao Gate of the three desperate realm experts were not much different from ordinary martial artists. The only difference was that the bridge of heaven and earth was too long, while the Sanjiao Gate was too big. But the more powerful they were, the harder it was to coil around them. It was extremely difficult for an extremity realm expert to turn the Sanjiao Gate and the celestial bridge into a ring. Humph! The few apex experts let out a cold snort. What was there to be arrogant about? You think we can't do it? I'll condense a brain the size of a wash basin and scare you to death. It was rare for Fong Ping to have a chance to show off, so he did it to the extreme. It was not until the three of them were glaring at him with hostility that Fong Ping let out a dry cough and kept the celestial bridge and the Sanjiao Gate. He asked curiously, "Ministers, your celestial bridges seem to be of different lengths. Is it because the path taken by the origin path is of different lengths?" Zhang Tao said reservedly, "It's a little related. You know what the bridge of heaven and earth is? It's a channel of power. The stronger one's power was, the stronger, longer, and wider the heavenly bridge would be. He had only released a miniature version of it. After all, the side hall was only so big. If I fully unleash it, my celestial bridge will be 5,000 meters long." Fong Ping calculated for a while. His celestial bridge was also a few hundred meters long. The difference was not too big. Of course, the celestial bridge was only a manifestation of power. It did not represent the long-term nature of the origin path. Fong Ping still understood this. Does that mean that old Zheng's strength is 10 times stronger than mine? That's nothing much. His vitality was only over 20,000 calories. The celestial bridge could more easily reflect the strength of his vitality. Did that not mean? Fong Ping asked immediately, "Minister, how many calories do you have in your vitality?" A golden body first refinement would have about 50,000 calories of vitality. Peak rank 8 and even early stage rank 9 would have 100,000 calories of vitality. A rank 9 comprehended the origin of Tao, unlike a rank 8 who spent all their time honing their bodies. A rank 9's vitality was not that strong either. How strong are the blood chi of these peak experts? Blood chi, Zhang Tao chuckled and said slowly, "We'll see." Below the peak, a rank 9 martial artist vitality is usually around 100,000 to 150,000. However, among the rank 9 powerhouses, some have very powerful physiques too. There are some who have around 200,000 calories vitality, but it's very rare. If it's at its peak, it'll be around 300,000 calories. Only 300,000 calories? Fong Ping murmured softly. It was much less than he had expected. Did he really think that the absolute peak could have a vitality of 1,000,000 cal? Old Man Li often said that 1,000,000 cal vitality could defeat the best. From the looks of it now, if he really cultivated to 1,000,000 cal of vitality, he might really be able to beat the top, even if he did not comprehend any path. Pure physical strength wasn't just 3 or 4 times stronger than a paragon. If his vitality was 3 or 4 times stronger than a paragon, it meant that his physical strength was at least 10 times stronger than a paragon's. The increase in strength and the strengthening of one's physical body was not just a matter of how many times one's vitality had increased. Fong Ping understood that the more vitality one had, the greater the pressure on the human body. At the limit of a rank 6 martial artist, their vitality could reach 10,000 cal. Now, Fong Ping only had more than 20,000 cal. Was his physique only twice that of a rank 6 martial artist? More than 10 times. Only now? Zhang Tao chuckled lightly. He did not say much. He would wait for this kid to reach this level before saying such arrogant words. He ignored him. After the attempt failed, the few of them did not try again. At least Fong Ping's existence proved that this path was feasible. The Golden Body 9 forging technique is useful even for high-rank martial artists. It can walk the path of strengthening the body. I won't go into details of some of the specific methods now. Zhang Tao said, 9 forging is the limit of the Golden Body. Even if one cultivates the Golden Body 9 forging technique, it doesn't mean that one can definitely achieve 9 forging of the Golden Body. Also, the method of cultivating the brain core must not be leaked. The few of them were slightly stunned. Zhang Tao said solemnly, the cultivation of the brain core lies in a membrane that can be broken with a poke. If we can do it, the catacombs can too. If we can cultivate, the catacombs can naturally do it too. Therefore, this cultivation method shouldn't be widely publicized. If we tell everyone, there's a high possibility that someone will be sent to the catacombs. This possibility exists. Therefore, we can only let some trustworthy powerhouses cultivate it first. Otherwise, if the catacombs get it, it'll be troublesome. They have more powerhouses than us. Everyone understood when he said this, but Fong Ping still said helplessly, even if we get the cultivation method, there's no way to fully cultivate it. Isn't this meaningless? Nonsense. Zhang Tao said exasperatedly. How is it meaningless? Can't you cultivate it? Can't we? Can't you have some grandmasters over at MCMAU? 90% of high-rank powerhouses can be trusted. They can also cultivate. The ones who can't be reassured are only a very small group of people. Beside him, Old Man Li said gloomily, among the high-ranked, which people can't be trusted. Zhang Tao said frankly, first, the martial artists who resurrected, including the few from MCMAU, are not allowed to be leaked for now. Second, the sect martial artists, other than people like Leader Zhao, the rest of the old antiques will not be told. Third, some of the martial artists that we find suspicious will not be leaked. The high-rank martial artists are not stupid. I don't think you will reveal it to just anyone. You should know what you should know. You don't have to tell others about this. If someone asks about the cultivation method, then let the catacombs spy deal with it. Because if we can tell them, we will tell them. We won't keep this to ourselves. We have located the brain nucleus. The high-rank martial artists do not need to reveal the Celestial Bridge and Sanjiao Gate, so there's no risk of exposure. Nowadays, only when humans become stronger can we resist the catacombs, and not let the catacombs improve with us. What about overseas? Fong Ping asked. Zhang Tao laughed and said, it will be spread abroad too, but it will be a little later. About 3 months. Also, it will be exchanged for some resources. It won't be given away for free. In 3 months, if everything goes well, we should be able to complete the restoration of the Celestial Bridge and the location of the brain nucleus. The martial artists of the neo-martial arts era have never cultivated the brain nucleus. I think if they cultivate it, they will enter a period of rapid improvement. Many people are stuck at the mentality stage. When the time comes, the number of rank 8 martial artists will increase, and so will the number of rank 9 martial artists. It won't be strange if there are even more peak-level martial artists. As for rank 6 martial artists, Zhang Tao pondered for a moment, saying, maybe this is the difference between mentality cultivation methods and physique cultivation methods. The 9 golden body forging methods introduced how to locate the brain nucleus in high-rank martial artists, but it didn't say how martial artists in the 3 middle ranks should cultivate it. Rank 6 martial artists have already involved the problem of mentality, but the Sanjiao Gate has yet to be located on the Celestial Bridge. How should we cultivate mentality at this time? Li Jun continued, since we already know that it has something to do with the brain nucleus, then we can try to deduce the rank 6 mentality cultivation method next. We had no clue before, but now that we have a clue, it will be much easier. That's true, Zhang Tao said casually. Fong Ping, this time you guys have established a great merit. Without waiting for Fong Ping to speak, Zhang Tao laughed and said, don't talk nonsense. I can't give you anything, but you have what you need. You can just take Ji Yao's rank, 9 divine weapon and life extinguishing flower. If worst comes to worst, when you reach rank 9, I'll lend you the Origin's unique art for you to take a look. Fong Ping curled his lips, looking down on it. Zhang Tao harumphed. Little bastard, he was still being unreasonable. Beside him, Li Hansong said dryly. Minister, this cultivation method seems to be inherited by me. Minister, you're giving it to Fong Ping. What about me? No matter what, I'm the one who passed the cultivation method to you. Get lost. You've already inherited and learned the 9 golden body forging methods. Isn't that enough? What else do you want? Zhang Tao said exasperatedly. You're a rank 7 martial artist. You have rank 8 boxing gloves, rank 9 divine armor, and you're cultivating the ancient martial era's divine body cultivation method. You don't lack cultivation resources either. What else do you want? I'm missing a storage ring. Li Hansong said gloomily. Do you understand? I'm missing this. With this, I can hide things. Old Zhang could not be bothered with him. He looked at Fong Ping and said, I'll give you a copy of the 9 golden body forging methods after I'm done translating it. Not literally, I'm passing it to you through mentality. In the future, this kind of cultivation method will be inherited like this. Don't let it end up on paper. Let's not talk about this. Where's your cultivation method? Fong Ping took a breath and glanced at Li Chongqing. Old Man Li laughed and said, What are you looking at? Tell me quickly. If it's really the 10,000 Dao unification cultivation method, then it'll be worth it. If it's not, other cultivation methods are not bad either. Maybe there's a rank 6 martial artist mentality cultivation method. Fong Ping was no longer vague. Very soon, he started communicating with old Zhang's mentality. This time, the few paragons were still solemn. However, very soon, they were relieved that Senior did not set up any obstacles. Old Zhang listened to Fong Ping's mentality while he laughed and said, You're really lucky, kid. It's really the 10,000 Dao unification cultivation method. You didn't go to the Xuanda Grotto for nothing this time. Having said that, he looked at Li Chongqing and smiled. There's only one thing that limits you with the 10,000 Dao unification cultivation method, the rapid depletion of your vitality. Not only that, but because of the depletion of vitality, the stronger you are, the faster it will deplete. Actually, you don't even dare to cultivate normally. There's also no imperishable substance to hone your flesh. You can only rely on vitality force to grind it forcefully. It's harder and more complicated for you to hone compared to the average rank 8 martial artist. However, there's a way to solve this problem now. Old Man Li's expression did not change, but his grip on the sword tightened. Could he self-generate imperishable substance now? Because he could not generate imperishable substance, he could only rely on Fong Ping to save his life. During battles, he was also very aggrieved. After a slash, if the enemy did not die, he would almost be dead. Therefore, when this slash was unleashed, there were usually many restrictions. Moreover, Fong Ping's life essence and imperishable substance were not unlimited. If this went on, Fong Ping would not be able to supply them. He could only be a cripple. Perhaps, at the last moment, he could unleash his final brilliance. Can it finally be done? Old Man Li mumbled in his heart. His gaze turned to Zhang Tao. Zhang Tao said, The 10,000 Dao unification cultivation method is called 10,000 Dao unification. This is also an extremely unique cultivation method. It's very rare, but it's also very common. It's rare because there aren't many people who can cultivate it. It's common because there's a cultivation limit. This cultivation method is actually available in almost every grotto heaven. However, they've all been shelved. The number of martial artists who walk the path of 10,000 Dao unification and 10,000 techniques unification is extremely low. The reason you can't generate imperishable substance is actually related to mentality. You lack mentality. Your mentality has already been fused into one and turned into vitality force. Without mentality, you can't create imperishable substance purely by relying on vitality force and golden body strength. As he spoke, Zhang Tao had already begun to transmit his voice to Old Man Li. Old Man Li frowned for a while, then relaxed for a while, then gloomy for a while, then excited for a while. At this moment, no one interrupted him. They were all happy for him. Fong Ping was also extremely excited. Old Man Li could finally cultivate an imperishable substance. After an unknown amount of time, Old Man Li came back to his senses and smiled. Don't look at me. There's no problem. Zhang Tao said, don't listen to his nonsense. There's still a problem. If you want him to generate imperishable substance, he has to forcefully convert his vitality and simulate it into mentality. This is feasible for him. They're one body in the first place. However, if you do that, his consumption will be very high. Fong Ping, your mineral vein might not be able to withstand his consumption. Fong Ping said happily, "It's nothing. I lack everything but this." You're being more direct. Isn't it just energy? If there's enough energy replenishment, Instructor Li can replenish his vitality. It's actually worth it. Isn't it worth it to use energy to exchange for imperishable substance? Actually, my mineral vein isn't that big. After conversion, it's only about 2.5 trillion, Zhang Tao said lightly. I remember that the amount I gave you back then was less than 2 trillion. Fong Ping said sarcastically, I saved it myself. I saved 600 billion energy stones. Minister, do you have to ask about this? Was it not just a little that he dug last time? Was it meaningful to bring it up again now? Zhang Tao was mentally exhausted. He knew that the kid had dug, but he did not know that the kid had dug so much. Also, it was only 2.5 trillion? Before he finished thinking, Fong Ping calculated. According to the previous calculation, we've earned about 11,500 caddies of rank 9 energy stones in total. I got 60%, which is about 6,900 caddies. 300 million caddies, not even 2,100 billion. However, it's about the same value as my mineral vein. After all, what we got this time were relatively pure energy liquids and the like. Fong Ping looked at Li Hansong and the rest, saying, after you get it, provide it to NMEU or CCMEU. They're all for middle and low-ranked martial artists to cultivate. Energy liquids are too extravagant. Use energy soil instead. The energy liquids and the energy essence in the river are all mine. As he said that a large amount of energy liquids and energy river water mixed with imperishable substance appeared in front of Fong Ping. At this moment, Zhang Tao and the rest looked at each other and quickly transmitted their voices. He's showing off? Nan Yunhua asked. Zhang Tao said firmly, he's showing off. Not just showing off, but showing off that he's very rich. He looks down on us and thinks that we're poorer than him. He's not as strong as us in terms of martial strength, but he crushes us in terms of wealth. Both of you, I've thought about it. To prevent him from running around and entering the catacombs, after the meeting, the three of us will work together to make a mentality solidification house so that he can cultivate in it. What do you think? Terminator used mentality solidification, which also consumed a lot of energy. However, at this moment, Li Jun agreed readily, saying, sure. Not only do we need to solidify the house with mentality, I've thought about it. Doesn't this kid love to show off? Why don't we hang the house above MCMAU? That's not a good idea, Nan Yunhua said awkwardly. Then wouldn't his cultivation method be exposed? That makes sense. Zhang Tao agreed. After thinking for a while, he said, then we'll bury the house in the ground and let him cultivate in seclusion and peace. Doesn't he love to show off? If he breaks through this time, I think he can't come out. How can he show off? The few of them looked at each other. Good idea. With the mentality solidification house made by 3 paragons working together, this kid can forget about coming out even if he dies. When he breaks through, perhaps no one will know where he is. Zhang Tao was secretly pleased. I'll let you show off. Don't you like to show off when you break through? This time, I'll lock you up. Let's see how you show off. You have money. Can't you go back and show off? Showing off in front of us. What's the meaning of that? At the side, Fong Ping did not know what the paragons were thinking. He was innocent. He did not think too much. He was just happy. Old Li could cultivate now. He could produce imperishable substances. In the future, without the metal-swallowing beast, Old Li could cultivate without restraint. He would no longer have to worry about his vitality depleting rapidly during cultivation. As for the bit of energy, it was nothing. It complemented Fong Ping perfectly. Fong Ping needed wealth, but he did not have much demand for these physical objects. Coincidentally, Old Li needed these physical objects. This could be considered as making full use of them. Energy liquids worth more than 200 billion. No matter what, It should be enough for old Li to cultivate for a while, right? Fong Ping was very happy. At the same time, he felt a little helpless. He looked at old man Li for a while. After a while, he said, "Instructor, I'm borrowing it from you. Write me an IOU of 10 trillion later." Although he did not lend as much as 10 trillion, Fong Ping suspected that his mineral vein might not be able to withstand it. The consumption of powerhouses was still very high. Otherwise, there would not be a huge mine in Royal City. This was actually prepared for those rank 9 castellans to break through to Paragon. Nan Yunyue was only one step away from breaking through, but she had already spent Fong Ping's trillion imperishable substances. Old man Li did not say anything. He smiled and suddenly picked up a huge crystal bottle. The crystal bottle contained more than 100 caddies of energy liquids. He poured it into his mouth and drank it like it was water. Gulp, gulp. As he drank, old man Li's body exuded an extremely strong vitality force. The energy that he drank was also rapidly converted into vitality force. A pillar of vitality that reached the sky appeared above Capital City. The next moment, old man Li let out a low roar. The vitality on his golden body stirred. Very quickly, this vitality turned golden and crystal clear. He's changing his vitality. When he cultivates, his vitality turns into something similar to mentality, Zhang Tao explained. Very soon, old man Li's body emitted a faint golden glow. Fong Ping's eyes lit up. At this time, this golden glow circulated on old man Li's skin, permeating at a speed that was almost visible to the naked eye. Old man Li's aura became slightly stronger. Old man Li was still drinking energy liquids. One bottle of energy liquids was more than 100 caddies, which was equivalent to 300 caddies of rank 9 energy stones. It was worth close to 100 billion. How could this be the only effect? Old man Li's golden body was becoming more and more brilliant. The pillar of vitality light was also becoming more and more dazzling. Beside him, Zhang Tao sighed again. Before this, he was always in a state of hunger. His body has never been replenished with imperishable substances. The imperishable substances that you gave him were all used in combat. In reality, he did not use them to hone his body at all. His body is in a state of exhaustion. These days, he actually did not improve much, almost nothing, because he could not bear to waste life essence and imperishable substances. Old man Li did not dare to cultivate. Since his breakthrough until now, the time he cultivated was actually very little. Even so, because of the loss of vitality, his body was in a state of exhaustion. At this time, knowing that he could become stronger and rely on energy to cultivate, old man Li immediately hesitated no more. Life essence and imperishable substances were hard to come by, but the quantity was abundant in the catacombs. As long as he became stronger, he could rob and plunder. Unlike before, when he robbed and plundered, there might not be life essence and imperishable substances. The value of these two might be equal, but the difficulty of obtaining them was definitely not the same. Old man Li's aura was getting stronger and stronger, close to 70,000 calories. Li Jin suddenly said, "Completed golden body, first refinement, vitality 50,000 calories, completed second refinement, 60,000 calories. One refinement would increase the upper limit of vitality by about 10,000 calories. 70,000 calories also meant that old man Li was about to complete golden body third refinement now. Before this, old man Li had killed 2 rank 9 consecutively with less than 70,000 calories vitality. Even if they were not very strong rank 9s, it was still not easy. Even if there were people holding him back, even if there were things suppressing him, killing a rank 9 was equivalent to killing an enemy of a higher rank. Boom! At this moment, old man Li's body trembled, golden body rays illuminating heaven and earth. Third refinement completed. Li Jun's eyes were bright, saying a normal rank 8 would usually complete golden body 5th refinement. Vitality has reached 90,000 calories. Even so, vitality is just vitality, but Li Chongxing has 10,000 unification. His vitality outburst can almost double the damage. This time, Fong Ping completely understood the combat strength level of 10,000 unification. 70,000 calories vitality was comparable to a powerhouse with 140,000 calories vitality. And a rank 9 was also like this. At this moment, Old Man Li was still drinking the energy liquid, but it was not enough. The next moment, Old Man Li picked up another bottle of energy liquid and drank it. He was like a bottomless pit. 100 caddies of energy liquid was consumed in the blink of an eye. Li Jun's gaze became brighter and brighter, smiling. He has been poor for too long. Now he's taking the opportunity to replenish himself, making up for his previous weakness. He's starting the fourth refinement. Zhang Tao exhaled softly, saying, "This kid, don't tell me he still wants to complete the fourth refinement here." Fong Ping could not help but turn his head to look at him. "I always feel awkward when you call Old Man Li this kid." Zhang Tao did not care about him. At this moment, everyone was looking at Li Changsheng. Old Man Li drank in big mouthfuls, the golden glow on his body becoming more and more intense. "Ha!" Old Man Li suddenly burst into laughter. His laughter was joyous, his laughter was wild. Swordsman longevity, breaking longevity. I only break other people's longevity. Ha! Old Man Li laughed loudly, his beard and hair standing on end. How unostentatious! He did not care if outsiders said that he had broken his path to longevity. However, he, the swordsman longevity, was not willing to rely on a junior to fight to death, to obtain life essence and imperishable substances to provide for him. He was not resigned to it. Now, although Fong Ping was still providing for him, he had the ability and qualifications to fight. Nurture with battle, kill enemies, seize resources, forge a golden body. Today, the swordsman longevity has been resurrected. No, the swordsman longevity has returned. Ha ha! Li Changxing laughed completely crazily. He wanted to be crowned king, and the king of swordsmanship. Even if there was a top-notch swordsmanship powerhouse by his side right now, he did not care. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The void trembled. The longevity sword in Old Man Li's hand was incomparably dazzling. In the next moment, Old Man Li suddenly lifted a bottle of energy liquid, drank it in one gulp, and shouted, "Wait for me for a moment." As soon as he finished speaking, his figure flashed, vanishing without a trace. Damn it! Zhang Tao cursed suddenly, almost spitting blood. He shouted hurriedly, "Li Jun, go to the capital city catacombs." Without another word, Li Jun vanished on the spot instantly. Fong Ping and the rest were still in a daze. Less than 2 minutes later, Old Man Li returned laughing, smashing a human head with a bang. Laughing. Rank 9 is nothing more than this. Everyone was dumbfounded. A few seconds later, Li Jun returned, saying softly, he entered the capital city catacombs and killed City Lord Qiuju in 3 moves. Everyone was silent. Old Man Li was reckless and high-spirited, standing with his sword in hand. He was so cool. King's ceremony. Old Man Li threw this sentence and continued to sculpt. For a moment, it made everyone's blood boil. Please remember this book's original domain name. 9 Heavens Divine Emperor Mobile Version website. Chapter 686. Meanwhile, capital city catacombs. Everyone was still in a daze. That was the longevity swordsman? It's him. City Lord Qiuju is dead. Dead. 1 man and 1 sword entered the catacombs and killed a city lord with 3 swords. Some people murmured, while others thought they were still dreaming. Was this really Li Changxing? Is the longevity swordsman so strong? Someone said with difficulty, City Lord Qiuju. She hasn't comprehended the origin path. She's considered weak among the rank 9 weaklings. Rank 9? Are there weaklings? Someone muttered in disbelief. There were no weaklings in rank 9. The so-called weak level 9 only applied to the truly strong. But when one reached level 9, he would be a great grandmaster, a city lord, or a divine general. What weak rank 9? No matter how weak he was not someone a rank 8 could kill at will. In the past, the number 1 rank 8, Wu Quishan, was only confident in defeating a weak rank 9. Now, the number 1 rank 8, Li Changsheng was decisive. As soon as he entered, he released his aura, went straight to the opposite city, provoked the city lord, and killed him with 3 swords. Everyone was stunned by this scene. The level 9 expert in charge of the city had not come to his senses yet. The chrysanthemum in Autumn Chrysanthemum City had not come to his senses yet either. City Lord Xiaoju died just like that. His death was unbelievable. The longevity swordsman is truly invincible. Everyone was so shocked that they found it hard to extricate themselves. In reality, Li Changxing's battle prowess was not so strong that it was terrifying. There were many experts who had comprehended the origin path who were stronger than him. At the very least, the top 10 should be stronger than him. But the key point was that Li Changxing was only a rank 8, a true rank 8. Right now, Wu Quishan might be slightly stronger than Old Man Li, but he might not necessarily be stronger than him. However, Wu Quishan had already walked quite a distance on the Tao of Origin and was praised by Zhang Tao as an expert who had a chance of entering the top 10. In the top 10, there were 5 absolute masters. Excluding the 5 paragons, Wu Quishan, who was actually ranked 18th, was now ranked 13th among the Sino rank 9. Was Li Changxing and Wu Quishan on par? The people in the capital city catacombs were beyond shocked. Similarly, in the side hall, Fang Ping and the others were also incredibly excited. At this moment, despite Old Man Li's pretense, Fang Ping could not hide the excitement in his heart. It was surging. 3 swords to kill a rank 9. It wasn't a single strike, but this was completely different. One strike was built on the assumption that others were his target practice. This time, Old Man Li used 3 strikes and killed a rank 9 powerhouse with 3 strikes. Teacher. Fang Ping suddenly laughed out loud and said excitedly, "You've only started the 4th refinement." "No, I completed the 4th forging." Old Man Li smiled faintly. "Just now, in that moment, so fast," Fang Ping exclaimed. After he was done, he scolded, "Why didn't you say so earlier? From more than 60,000 calories to 80,000 calories. Was it not because of the lack of imperishable substances? Haven't I? Looking down on me? If he had said it earlier, would he have been chased half to death? You're already so old, yet you're still so pretentious. You still want to save some money? How much have you swallowed? Don't you want to save some?" Fang Ping had been excited earlier, but now he was filled with dissatisfaction. From more than 60,000 calories of vitality to 80,000 calories. This was not really an issue of swallowing energy, but it meant that Old Man Li had been in a state of emptiness for a very, very long time. He had been lacking imperishable substances to replenish himself. The energy he had swallowed earlier had only helped him fill up the gap. Old Man Li ignored him and smiled faintly. "I killed the weakest one. I'm only a rank 8. Killing him shouldn't be a problem, right?" Li Zhen had a headache. Zhang Tao was helpless too. "You've already killed him. What else can we say?" Li Zhen ignored him and said, "The ground Sunflower King is furious. Patriarch Shun is dealing with him. Li Changxing is only a rank 8. Killing him isn't considered breaking the rules." But Li Zhen paused, slightly speechless. "Why do you have to kill a city lord as a sacrifice? You wait until you've completed the 5th, 6th, or even 7th golden body refinement. When that time comes, it'll be more worthwhile for you to kill a powerhouse in the origin path." Now that Li Changxing had displayed such prowess, the restricted zone would probably receive the news soon. Was he not exposed now? Old Man Li said casually, "They won't expect me to complete the 5th, 6th, or even 9th forging so quickly." Everyone was speechless. Old Man Li said again, "I've only started the 5th forging now. Once I've completed the 9th forging, with a vitality of 100,000 calories, I'll be invincible." Zhang Tao glanced at him. How arrogant. Although he wanted to give him a hard time, he still reminded him, "Stop posing. What invincible? You can't kill the Lord of the Royal Court, not just the Lord of the Royal Court. Your 100,000 calories is useless against someone like Zhang Weiyu. The power of the origin path is stronger than you think," Old Man Li said disapprovingly. "Even if I can't kill him, it doesn't matter. When I enter rank 9, I'll skip the stage of weak rank 9 and walk the path of unity, instantly comprehending the origin. When I enter rank 9, I'll be invincible under the peak. This time no one refuted. Once Li Chongqing entered rank 9, he entered the origin path realm instantly. Holding the longevity sword, golden body 9 forging, unity of myriad paths, ultimate technique. All these, coupled with his fellow's achievements in swordsmanship, it was not an exaggeration to say that he was invincible. And this, how long would it take? Old Man Li did not let everyone guess. He looked at Fong Ping and smiled. Be obedient for half a year. Watch me forge one every month. In half a year, I'll complete the golden body 9 forging. Zhang Tao said impatiently. Even if you're 100 forging, your improvement speed might not be able to keep up with the speed at which he causes trouble. Fong Ping was speechless. At this time, Fong Ping suddenly said, Unity of myriad paths is so powerful. Then what about the ancient martial era's unity of myriad powerhouses? What about the unity of myriad techniques powerhouses? The ancient books have always recorded it, even the cultivation methods. That means that unity of myriad paths may be rare, but it's definitely not unseen. Fong Ping was still narrating when Li Jun snorted softly. Unity of myriad paths is unity of myriad paths. Longevity swordsman is longevity swordsman. Don't be equated. These words were what Old Man Li was thinking. At this time, the old man said in high spirits, the ancient martial era's unity of myriad paths is now the same rank as me. I'll kill him with one strike. Unity of myriad paths depends on the person. You're a genius, but I'm more of a genius than you. Because I'm the strongest unity of myriad paths, the strongest martial artist, the strongest swordsman since the beginning of time. Fong Ping was speechless. Even Li Jun said so. Old Man Li was really strong. However, Fong Ping was a little jealous at this moment. He was a little mad. He mumbled, but you didn't cultivate much. You just entered this rank not long ago. How are you stronger than others? Old Man Li laughed. Because I'm strong. That's why I'm strong. Fong Ping was stunned for a long time. Self-hypnosis? Self-hypnosis again? Could it be that the effect of self-hypnosis was that good? Qin Fengqing hypnotized himself that he was invincible. He was indeed extremely strong among rank 6. Old Man Li too. Both of them had just entered this rank not long ago. They did not have any foundation to speak of, nor did they have any accumulation. But they were strong. Fong Ping was still in a daze. Zhang Tao said softly, willpower, indomitable confidence, and courage. Have a pure mind. Fong Ping, don't think about it. Your mind is too complicated. Unless you can let go of all your worries and burdens. From today onwards, you will only live for martial arts. If you do it, you will also be a powerhouse, a top-notch powerhouse among the same rank. Of course, the premise is that your strength foundation is there. Without that foundation, if you a rank 7 want to kill a rank 9, that's suicide. Li Chongqing is strong because his foundation is there. 10 years of sharpening a sword, honing his mentality to be strong. 10 years ago, he might have been a genius, but he won't be more of a genius than he is now. Old Man Li said lightly, I've always been like this. Old Zhang sneered. He said unhappily, sit down. We're not done talking. What are you standing for? To show that you're awesome? Who asked you to kill the enemy without saying a word? The Battle of the Forbidden City has just ended. Do you want the capital city battle to break out immediately? At this time, everyone will be in a period of rapid improvement. At this time, you have to be steady and drag it out. Look at you. You don't have a sense of the big picture. You were chased all over the forbidden catacombs. Now you're so strong. Do you think the catacombs' true king is stupid? Fortunately, you used a sword earlier. Plus, Fong Ping has a lot of imperishable substance. Otherwise, you'll cause the other party to speculate whether you've obtained a cultivation method. Li Chongqing, grow some brains. Do you think this is cool? Domineering? I can kill dozens of weak rank 9s with one slap. Did I do that? Old Man Li did not say anything. Nonsense. You're at the pinnacle. I'm a rank 8. Is that how you put it? I can also kill a bunch of rank 1s with one slap. Did I say that? Li Jun and the rest did not say anything either. Old Zhang was envious and jealous. Let him vent. Who asked him to not kill a rank 9 powerhouse when he broke through to the pinnacle? At this point, other than old man Li's little accident, the matter had come to an end. Everyone was happy. In his joy, Fang Ping wanted to say something. Zhang Tao did not say a word. He quickly set up a layer of mentality barrier. It was not only aimed at Fang Ping, but also at old man Li. Motherf asterisk her. Lock both of them up. All of you, go and cultivate in silence. Arrogant just because you have some ability. Fang Ping, this kid. He wanted to say something, but stopped. Did he want money? He was too greedy for money. Do you think it's easy for me to give trillions of resources to Li Chongqing? I blocked a few true kings for you, and you don't even want to give them to me. Zhang Tao set up a mentality barrier. Li Jun and Nan Yunyue followed in silence. These two fellows, lock them up. Now that they had the cultivation methods and Fang Ping had the resources, they could cultivate in peace for a while if they were locked up. They did not want to hear gossip about these two. While working, Zhang Tao sealed off the voices inside the barrier. He said, "This way, we don't have to listen to their nonsense. We can also help the Martial Arts Association block some trouble. These two fellows, when they're free, they might threaten someone to change the ranking. What kind of evil is this?" When he said this, he even took a look at Li Jun. "I'm talking to you." Li Jun ignored him. As he worked, he said, "Let's not have any conflict for now. Try to be tolerant. We need time, a relatively stable period of time, for everyone to complete the localization of the brain nucleus." Having said that, he looked at the dumbfounded Wang Jinyang and the rest and said lightly, "The few of you, don't cause trouble. It's not a good thing to go to the catacombs frequently. At this time, the most important thing is to improve your strength as soon as possible. No matter how many resources you have, if you don't use them, they're all just decorations," Li Hansong said gloomily. "But the resources are all with Fang Ping. Now that he's locked up, nonsense. Doesn't he have a mind? How much does he owe you? You guys dig up as much as you want. That'll be enough." Li Jun did not hold back. Beside him, Zhang Tao's gaze was unfriendly. He said, "Li Jun, you're cutting in?" What was going on with Li Jun? He was actually worried about Fang Ping's mind? Was he preparing to fight for the offline with him? Before he could finish, Nan Yunyue laughed and said, "These two fellows are troublemakers. Why don't you let me bring them back to the Department of Investigation Services to keep an eye on them, just in case something happens?" Zhang Tao's gaze became even more unfriendly. Great! He was really going to fight for his offline. Fang Ping brought back the cultivation methods and took out a lot of resources. There was a lot of imperishable substances. Li Chongqing got the cultivation methods. Right now, he had already started his Golden Body 5th refinement cultivation. He killed a rank 9 with 3 swords. These two fellows, one was a lucky star, the other a powerhouse. This was great. They were too ostentatious. They were being targeted. Zhang Tao glanced at the two of them and laughed. "Forget it. Let Lu Fengru and the rest bring them back to MCMAU. We still have other things to do. There are so many things to do. We don't have time to care about these." Having said that, he added, "There's no one guarding the forbidden catacombs. Nan Yunyue, you've just broken through. Go and guard it for a while. Li Jun, make a trip to Stellar Sky City and discuss with them whether or not they should withdraw their people from the King battlefield. If we withdraw, give the cultivation methods to everyone. If we don't withdraw, it'll be too dangerous in the land of kings. It'll be easy to be targeted by the true kings. We can't give it to them then. At least we still have some confidence in the Outland. There are too many things to do. I also need to go and give those high-ranked cultivation methods. I also need to deal with the aftermath of the Forbidden Catacombs. Everyone is busy now. I'll deal with these two fellows later." Zhang Tao assigned tasks to the two of them in a group of 3. One was to guard Mount Royal Sea. The other was to go to Star City to recruit people. "Let's see if you guys still have time to care about Fang Ping and the rest." Nan Yunyue rolled her eyes. "You go to Mount Royal Sea. I'll take care of these." Zhang Tao sneered. "Fine. You take care of them. You have to make proper arrangements for the aftermath of the forbidden catacombs. You also have to bear responsibility for the cultivation methods. Once it spreads to the catacombs, it'll be your responsibility. Nen Yunyue felt tired. Bullying people. You know, I hate these things the most. She took another look at the trapped Fong Ping, who was moving his mouth and howling wildly. Nan Yunyue suddenly said, "This kid has a rank 9 divine weapon and a rank 9 monster plant on him. He's just trapped like that. Won't he be tricked out?" Li Hansong, Wang Jinyang, and the others were stunned. This person said this in front of them. Was he going to silence them? Zhang Tao ignored these guys. He laughed. "Don't worry. It's a simple matter. It's a fair deal. If he really reaches rank 8, I'll let him use a divine weapon to buy a position as deputy minister. He won't have any objections. As for the other demon plants, this kid might not be willing to give them to us." Zhang Tao shook his head and said, if he really reaches grade 8, he will also want to forge a grade 9 divine weapon. However, he probably won't want that grade 7 longsword anymore. When the time comes, we can just swindle it. Old Zhang had already arranged everything properly. He would leave the monster plant for Fong Ping to forge a rank 9 divine weapon after he reached rank 8. As for Ji Yao's grade 9 divine weapon, he would have to bluff his way over so that it wouldn't go to waste. Hearing this, Wang Jinyang and the other two wanted to cry, but had no tears. "You've already made arrangements?" The few of them looked at Fong Ping, who was still struggling in the barrier, and their faces were full of sympathy. "You're not as strong as old Zhang, so you should just stay put." However, with Fong Ping's personality, when he reached the peak, the three of them looked at Zhang Tao sympathetically. "If you don't get beaten to death by him, you'll be considered strong." Zhang Tao glanced at the three of them and snorted. What kind of look was that? Damn it. What is old Zhang doing? Inside the barrier, Fong Ping watched as the small house took shape. He said angrily, "What is this for? He's so hateful, turning his back on me." "That's enough." Old Man Li sat down cross-legged, looked around and laughed. "The environment is not bad. This place is not bad. Even if you pour out all the energy liquid in your body, it won't spill. Cultivate here from now on, it's pretty good. The solidification house made by the peak is also a treasure. It's much better than the energy room. It can maximize the use of energy. If your materialization is broken, repair it as soon as possible. As for the brain nucleus, cultivate it as soon as possible. You're one step ahead of the others and have located the brain nucleus in advance. This is the golden period for cultivation. Don't delay it." Old Man Li said, "Don't waste your time worrying about the school's matters. We don't lack resources now. You don't have to worry about it. The school has been operating for more than 60 years. It's not like it can't handle something like this." But Fong Ping looked aggrieved. "But how long is he going to lock us up for? My skull has been honed, and my mentality has reached 3,000 hertz. I might be able to draw the last of the bone marrow directly, forge a complete golden body in one go, and enter the golden body realm. I don't think it will take too long. If he locks us up for a month, then Old Man Li was a little tired. So this is what you care about. You're almost a rank 8, a golden body powerhouse, a god powerhouse. At this time, you still have the mood to show off in front of others?" Fong Ping knew what he was thinking. However, he was cursing in his heart. "Not just me, you're the same. My cultivation has a breakthrough. Of course, I have to let others know. Joy alone is not as good as joy together. Besides, I'm also doing this to boost morale. Also, in this battle, I killed 2 rank 9s. I didn't even have time to tell everyone." Thinking of this, Fong Ping suddenly slammed the solidified wall frantically. Very soon, Zhang Tao's impatient voice was heard. "What are you doing?" "I have something to tell you. Minister, let Qin Fengqing in for a while. I also want you to take a look at how to handle his situation." Zhang Tao did not say anything after hearing him say so. After a while, Qin Fengqing entered the side hall with a golden egg and a tree on his head. Seeing Fong Ping and Li Chongxing sealed in a transparent house, Qin Fengqing was dumbfounded. What was going on? Fong Ping ignored him. Now that he could speak to others, he asked immediately, "Minister, what should we do about his situation?" Zhang Tao glanced at Qin Fengqing. His eyelids trembled slightly. After a while, he said, "There's too much miscellaneous energy in his body. Now that he's done this, his energy isn't pure enough. The energy has all been deposited together." Seeing that Qin Fengqing was looking at him, Zhang Tao sighed. "Suffer a little? Light a fire." Qin Fengqing was dumbfounded. "Just light a fire. Energy fire. Use large amounts of energy liquids or energy stones to burn him. Burn the accumulated energy and burn the impurities out of the body. It's similar to CCMAU's energy furnace. But let me tell you in advance, the energy that has been deposited in your body is too mixed. There's all kinds of messy stuff. Your big ball looks full of energy, but it's very messy. Fong Ping's flatbread is compressed from pure life essence. You, on the other hand," Zhang Tao went on for a while before saying, "your aptitude isn't good enough. If you want to improve quickly, there's always a loss. I have to tell you in advance, if you burn to the end, you won't be able to burn away the impurities, but the energy in your body will be ignited. Have you seen the Royal City explosion?" Qin Fengqing finally spoke. His throat was dry. "Will I be burned and explode?" "That's possible. If you're done burning, can I enter rank 7? A real rank 7? "It depends," Zhang Tao said in a low voice. "Burning the body with energy fire is also a kind of willpower training. If you're not burned to death, your mentality should be enough." "Okay. Don't you want to reconsider?" Zhang Tao said softly. "The pain is beyond your imagination. The energy fire will burn everything in you. Your bone marrow, your internal organs. Can I forge a golden body?" "Golden body?" "It's a golden body like Fong Ping's. Then I'll materialize my mentality. You want to unite all Daos?" "Yes." Qin Fengqing grinned. "I heard that when Instructor Li went out for a trip just now, he killed a rank 9 with 3 swords. Zhang Tao shook his head. "There's not much hope, but it's not hopeless." When Li Changsheng forged a golden body in rank 6, everything was reconstructed after he was almost completely dead. A large amount of life essence compressed him into a golden body. As for you, if the energy fire burns you to ashes and you're still alive, then you can use a large amount of life essence or imperishable substances, and you'll have hope of forging a golden body. Seeing that Qin Fengqing was about to speak, Zhang Tao said lightly, "The survival rate is less than 1 in 10,000. Gamble. That's when you have no other choice. If you gamble on this 1 in 10,000 now, forget about where the large amount of resources will come from. If you lose, then these resources will be wasted." Qin Fengqing took a breath. After a while, he said, "I understand." Having said that, he regained his smile. He looked at Fong Ping in the house and chuckled. "Fong Ping, don't mention borrowing resources." "I didn't." Fong Ping rolled his eyes. "Gambling on a 1 in 10,000 survival rate. Stupid. I'm not talking about this." Qin Fengqing chuckled. "I don't want to court death. If I don't gamble on this opportunity, when I become a paragon, when all Daos unite, my life will also be cut in half." Humph. Old Man Li let out a humph, his expression unfriendly. Qin Fengqing coughed dryly and said quickly, "I'm talking about burning my resources." Fong Ping. That. Fong Ping looked at Zhang Tao and said, "Minister, how much do you need?" "A bottle of energy fluid like the one you used earlier." Fong Ping's expression was blank. He could not help but ask, 100 caddies? Almost 100 billion? It's just a burn. Do you need so much money? Yes. Forget it, Minister. You can seal the house and pretend I don't exist. Fong Ping sat down cross-legged. I'll go into closed-door cultivation. Outside, Qin Fengqing gritted his teeth and said, I'll use 10 rank 7 heads to exchange. 20 is fine too. Seeing that Fong Ping ignored him, Qin Fengqing said helplessly, 10 rank 8 heads. As long as I reach rank 7, I won't be limited by my qualifications anymore. I can use normal resources to break through and cultivate. Now I'm just one step away. Fong Ping, help me one last time. Fong Ping said helplessly, you're only rank 6. You're not a metal-swallowing beast. You're a metal-swallowing monster. How many resources have you consumed since you started cultivating? Forget it, forget it. I don't want the heads anymore. When you reach rank 7, think of a way to pay me back. Not only you, those who owe me money will have to pay me back sooner or later. Moreover, there will be interest. These words were said in a loud voice. Both Zhang Tao and Nan Yunyue were helpless. What about them? Fong Ping did not care so much. He continued, let's not talk about this now. This time, I went to the boundary zone and killed 2 rank 9s. I went to the forbidden catacombs and killed a large group of high ranks. You can do as you see fit. Qin Fengqing's eyes brightened instantly. He smiled immediately and said, don't worry. I'll do it properly. That's it then. We'll talk about the energy fluid after I come out. After saying that, Fong Ping sat down cross-legged and cultivated. Beside him, Zhang Tao was stunned for a moment. He sealed the house immediately. Mother asterisk her. So this is the main reason you called Qin Fengqing in? I thought you had something important to tell me. Zhang Tao snorted and ignored him. He tossed the house outside and said, bring it back to MCMAU. Find a hole and bury it. Don't let anyone see them cultivating. Everyone did not know whether to laugh or cry. Li Jun shook his head and disappeared immediately. Foul atmosphere. The huge education ministry was getting more and more foul atmosphere. There was not a single decent person. Chapter 687. On September 21st, Fong Ping left MCMAU. On September 23rd, Fong Ping returned to MCMAU. It took 3 days to get there and back. When Fong Ping returned, he saw a lot of people. Lu Fengru's mischievous interest was triggered. She carried a transparent crystal house and hovered above MCMAU for a while. However, Lu Fengru soon realized that she was overthinking things. Inside the crystal house, Fong Ping and Old Man Li looked like they were enlightened masters. Their golden bodies were glimmering, hands behind their back, standing in the house and looking down at the ground. There was a faint look of worry on their faces as they conversed with each other, as if they were worried about the country and its people. Outside, Qin Fengqing roared. Principal Fong has gone to war and returned victorious. He had killed 2 rank 9s and countless high ranks. Dean Li killed 2 rank 9s and raised MCMU's prestige. Congratulations to MCMU. Congratulations to the Grandmaster. Below, the mentors and students were all shocked to the extreme. 2 MCMU Grandmasters had killed 4 rank 9s, but everyone knew that no one would lie about something like this. In the next moment, countless teachers and students below cheered loudly. Congratulations to MCMU. Congratulations to Principal Fong. Congratulations to Dean Li. Inside the crystal house, Fong Ping and Li Changsheng could not hear what everyone was saying, but at this moment, they nodded slightly, smiling. Although some of the teachers and students were curious as to why the 2 of them were staying in the crystal bubble, experts had their own hobbies, so they did not ask any questions. Sigh. Beside them, Tang Feng sighed and glanced at Lu Fengru. Just admit defeat. This student of yours is much better at acting than you are. He has already arranged everything. Even if he can't hear or speak, he still pretends to be calm and composed. Moreover, there was a supporting actor here. How could he lose face so easily? Lu Fengru was also speechless. She glanced at the 2 people in the room and said after a while, say, if it's not cheering down there but cursing, these 2 guys are still laughing so happily. Don't you think it's interesting? After saying that, Lu Fengru looked at Qin Fengqing and said with a smile, Qin Fengqing, come, scold them. Qin Fengqing ignored him. I'm not doing it. Even if he scolded her, he had to wait until no one knew. If he scolded her now, there would be many people watching. Come, let's hear some cursing. We won't tell on you. Qin Fengqing rolled his eyes. I'm not stupid. I won't do it. He did not do it. Beside him, Li Hansong chuckled and said loudly, Fong Ping, you owe me 10 rank 9 divine weapons. When will you return them to me? As he said that, Li Hansong waved at Fong Ping. Seeing that Fong Ping was looking at him, he pointed below and said loudly, Fong Ping, you owe me 10 rank 9 divine weapons. It's not too late to pay me back when you have them. In the crystal house, Fong Ping smiled and nodded. He then nodded at the crowd below to show that he had heard it. Dean Li, you owe me 250 caddies of life essence. You should pay me back as soon as you have money left. Li Hansong pointed at Old Man. Old Man Li smiled and nodded, his face full of smiles. Outside the crystal house, everyone was stunned. Lu Fengru and the rest also looked at Li Hansong in surprise. This Tai, too, actually learned to cheat people. It wasn't just a scam. This fellow, what was that thing in his hand? Li Hansong grinned from ear to ear. It was nothing. It was just a camera. It was a joyous scene to celebrate everyone's return from a great victory. Li Hansong did not say anything. He carried the camera and ran in front of Fong Ping, saying loudly again, Fong Ping, let's take a photo together. You don't have to worry about the 10 rank, 9 divine weapons you owe me. As he said that, he gestured for Fong Ping to take a pose. Fong Ping understood what he meant. Very quickly, he put his hands behind his back, a gentle smile on his face. His gaze was slightly melancholic as he recorded the video. Done! Li Hansong was very satisfied, his face full of joy. Fong Ping cheated others every day. This time, he cheated himself. Look, in front of MCMEU's instructors and students, he admitted that he owed him 10 rank, 9 divine weapons. Old Man Li too. There was even a video as proof. When there was a chance, he would also go and collect the debt. At this moment, Li Hansong felt really good about cheating people. Beside him, Qin Fengqin looked at him with disdain. Idiot! Wait for your death. When Fong Ping came out, he would beat you to death. It was just a verbal advantage. What was the use? Thinking of this, Qin Fengqin waved at Fong Ping, cut his throat, and pointed at Li Hansong. In the crystal house, Fong Ping continued to smile, saying, Instructor, beat Li Hansong to death when we get out. Okay, what do you think he'll say? Old Man Li was too lazy to guess. No matter what he said when they got out, he would beat him up first. Why care so much? Even though they said they would beat Li Hansong to death, both of them were still smiling at Li Hansong. Calm this guy down first, lest he run away. This guy had a place to go. CCMU was still waiting. If he ran away, it would be troublesome. Fong Ping did not say anything else. He watched as Lu Fengru flew toward the southern area, waving at the instructors and students below, continuing to smile. As he landed toward the southern area, Fong Ping looked at the changes in his wealth. It was not that he only went in and out of the forbidden catacombs. A rank 9 monster plant, a rank 9 divine weapon, and almost 100 caddies of life essence. This was Fong Ping's harvest. The value of these things added up to about 450 billion. Wealth, 230 million points vitality, 19,000 calories, 21,300 calories, mentality, 2,200 hertz, 2,324 hertz, destructive force. Bones honed, 177 bones, 100%, 29 bones, 90% storage space, 1,000 cubic meters, plus, energy shield, 1 point/minute, plus, aura simulation, 10 points/minute, plus. His wealth had once again reached more than 200 million points. Fong Ping looked at the data and scanned the school's situation. He frowned slightly. A lot of people are missing. My sister and Qin Yinshi don't seem to be here. Old Man Li said softly, since you've embarked on the path of martial arts, don't bother about everything. If you were in rank 1 and everyone was watching over you, would you have achieved what you have now? Proper care and protection are necessary, but appropriate experience is also necessary. Now that the higher ranks have mentality cultivation methods, they can enter the higher ranks earlier. When the war comes, they will have some ability to protect themselves. I'm afraid the war is not far away. You can't protect them all the time, Old Man Li continued. Moreover, you better not follow them. If you're not following them to protect them, then you're determined to kill them. You know your own situation. It's best not to admit that you're related to them. Fong Ping was speechless. What else can I say after hearing this? He was wanted in 108 outer regions. Once the news of Fong Ping's sister entering the catacombs was known, Fong Ping did not know what would happen. He did not say anything else. when he saw Lu Fengru and the others walking toward the beach, as if they wanted to throw them into the sea. Fong Ping's expression darkened. Was there a need for that? Zhang Tao and the others had nothing better to do. It was just cultivation. Did he not know the importance of cultivation? Why did he have to lock himself up? It was as if he would not cultivate if he did not lock himself up. Fong Ping was still thinking about it when the crystal house was thrown into the sea with a splash. On the shore, Tang Feng was amused. Aren't you afraid that he'll give you trouble? What should I be afraid of? Lu Fengru looked indifferent. What can he do to me? If he wants to beat someone up, he'll beat you up. You're just standing there. Tang Feng looked helpless. Lu Fengru did not care whether he was helpless or not. She took a deep breath and said, "It's time to go into closed-door cultivation. This time, this kid got the cultivation method and solved our urgent problem. Otherwise, if we're still stuck at early-stage rank 7, we won't have the face to live anymore." She had only broken through rank 7 in March. It had only been half a year since then. It was normal for her to not reach middle-stage rank 7 in half a year. However, the others were getting stronger and stronger. Fong Ping, Yao Qingjun, and the others had surpassed them one after another. Old Man Li killed a rank 9 in 3 moves. This comparison was truly distasteful. Now Fong Ping and Old Man Li were also going into closed-door cultivation. When these two came out of closed-door cultivation, who knew what realm they would be in? If they were still stuck at early-stage rank 7, they would really be too ashamed to face anyone. Moreover, MCMU now had 3 rank 8 resurrected powerhouses and 2 rank 7 martial artists. In terms of strength, Lu Fengru and Tang Feng had fallen behind a lot. In the eyes of the students, they were still Grandmaster-level powerhouses. However, in the eyes of the powerhouses, the ones who were really worth paying attention to in MCMU were Wu Quishan, Li Changsheng, and Fong Ping. As for Huang Jing, Lu Fengru, and the others, they were now insignificant, at least compared to those paragons. September 23rd, Fong Ping and the others returned. After this return, no one saw Fong Ping and the others again. As for Qin Fengqing, many people saw him. They also saw that this guy had been carrying a golden egg on his head, planting a big tree, and running around everywhere. No one knew what he was doing, but every time they saw him, they would laugh. It was too weird. September 25th. The Grandmaster ranking was updated again. Since the Grandmaster ranking was released until now, it had been updated frequently recently. After every big battle, there would be people who died and people who advanced. This time, the changes were relatively big. A total of 42 people entered the rank 9 Grandmaster ranking. For the first time, the number of rank 8 ranking exceeded 100 people. A total of 106 people entered the ranking. The rank 7 ranking also reached a peak. 402 people entered the ranking. The rank 9 ranking, Axe King Xin Kaiwan, was removed from the list, and 7 people were added. Chen Yaozu, Chen Qi, Wei Yong, Jiang Yuanhua, Su Haoran, Li Ximin, and Ma Tianfu. The first 6 people were all from Star Town, and this time they entered the ranking together. Ma Tianfu, on the other hand, was the old Taoist who guarded Mount Imperial Sea. This old Taoist previously killed a rank 8 powerhouse with 1 palm at Mount Imperial Sea. He was also a rank 9 powerhouse, and he came from the sect world. However, the old Taoist sect had long been annihilated, and he had been guarding the passageway at Mount Imperial Sea for decades. Before this, it had never been known to outsiders. This time, the ranking was updated, the number of people changed, and the ranking also changed relatively. On the rank 9 ranking, Nan Yunyue, who was previously ranked 5th, was ranked 3rd in one fell swoop. This was also the result that the 2 presidents of the Martial Arts Association fought for, even at the cost of their lives. According to Nan Yunyue's words, she should be ranked 1st. However, the 2 presidents really did not dare to agree. When Nan Yunyue threatened them, Li Jun did not say anything, but snorted in the air. Zhang Tao did say a few words, such as Li Jun's 1st place could be changed, and Nan Yunyue's 2nd place was still acceptable. As for who Li Jun's changed 1st place would belong to, it was self-evident. The 2 presidents were about to collapse. In the end, They gritted their teeth and settled the ranking. Both of them were straightforward, packed up their belongings, and went to find a place to go into seclusion. Seclusion. Zhueching would not disturb them, right? When martial artists went into seclusion, it was a sign of a breakthrough. In the rank 9 ranking, Li Jun was still first, Nan Yunhua third. Other than their changes, there were also some changes in the bottom 5 of the top 10. Zhang Weiyu was still 6th, Wu Chuan 7th, and the 8th Kong Lingyuan dropped 1 place. Chen Yaozu was 8th, Kong Lingyuan 9th, and Zhao Xingwu 10th. Chen Yaozu entered the top 10, ranked after Wu Chuan, but it did not mean that his combat strength was inferior to Wu Chuan. It was just that the old man was not too willing to compete. After the top 10, there were changes in the others too. Northern Spear King Wang Yu dropped out of the top 10, ranked 11th. Li Daong ranked 12th. Li Shimin, the head of the Li family, ranked 13th. Jiang Yuanhua ranked 14th. Wuan Army Commander Beigong Yin ranked 15th. Rank 9 powerhouse who guarded the capital city catacombs. Yu Peiwen ranked 16th. Taoist Ma Tianfu ranked 17th. Fang Yu ranked 18th. Fan Haiping ranked 19th. Su Haoran ranked 20th. Wei Yong ranked 21st. Wu Quishan had not fought recently. This time, because of the addition of new people, he dropped from 18th to 24th. Others like Tian Mu, who held a rank 9 divine weapon, were only ranked 30th. The rank 9 ranking list had bigger changes. This was also an important reason why the 2 presidents went into closed-door cultivation. They were going crazy. Recently, the atmosphere was getting worse and worse. Powerhouses who dropped out of the ranking, without exception, all wanted to settle scores with them. Powerhouses who did not drop out of the ranking were also unhappy that they did not move up. According to the words of the Southern Guardian, a certain Wu, he was much stronger than Zhang Weiyu. If he entered the 6th place, then he would be the first person below the Paragon, not the second person below the Paragon. A ranking almost caused the people of the Martial Arts Association to be ganged up on. The rank 9 ranking had changed a lot, and the rank 8 ranking was not small either. Li Chongsheng firmly occupied the 1st place, unshakable. Swordsman longevity did not become a king. An old man, Li did not even have time to say anything about being a king before he was locked up. This time, the Martial Arts Association had saved a lot of trouble. Other than Li Chongsheng, MCMU's 3 new rank 8 powerhouses had also shown their talents this time. Since the 3 of them entered the Forbidden Catacombs, they had been holding back a rank 9. Until the end of the battle, the 3 of them were not at a disadvantage. Although they could not defeat or kill the opponent, 3 rank 8s holding back a rank 9 for more than 10 hours. This was strength. This time, all 3 of them entered the top ranks of rank 8. Guo Shengquan, ranked 6th in rank 8. Guan Fu, ranked 7th in rank 8. Mei Lingfeng, ranked 8th in rank 8. Top 10. This was their strength. The 3 of them had the strength to fight a rank 9 to a draw, enough to enter the top 10. If the 3 of them could defeat a rank 9 together, then they had the strength to enter the top 5. If they could fight a weak rank 9 alone and not be at a disadvantage, then they had the strength to enter the top 3. In an inconspicuous place, the former first rank 7, Qin Yaoding, ranked 47th in rank 8 this time. He had also improved rapidly. In the neo-martial arts era, golden body powerhouses were usually only 5 forging. Very few people could achieve 6 forging. 5 forging was also a peak rank 8 powerhouse in the general sense. However, according to the degree of forging the golden body, it was easier to distinguish the strength of rank 8 powerhouses. The top 10 powerhouses of rank 8, including Li Chongsheng, were all golden body 5 forging. Old man Li had completed 4 forging, his vitality more than 80,000 calories, and now he had also initiated the 5th golden body forging. Those ranked 10 to 30 generally had the strength of 4 forging, while those ranked 30 to 60 mostly had the strength of 3 forging. Qin Yaoding could rank 47th, although he had the bonus of a rank 8 divine weapon, but it also meant that he had entered rank 8 3 forging. Otherwise, he would at most be ranked between 50 to 60. The final rank 7 ranking list had also changed a lot. Fang Ping had improved again, ranked 1st in rank 7. It was not because he had killed 2 rank 9. That did not mean that Fong Ping was very strong. This time, he ranked first with the intention of showing off. In the Battle of Purple Forbidden, Fong Ping had made a huge contribution. Although the late-stage cultivation methods were not completely popularized, at this time, most grandmasters knew that Fong Ping had brought them back. In addition, this kid liked to show off and was also a troublemaker. In the end, the Martial Arts Association still ranked Fong Ping first. In history, he was also a martial artist who improved the fastest after entering the ranking list. At the end of July, Fong Ping officially entered rank 7. At the end of September, Fong Ping entered rank 7 first. In just 2 months' time, Li Hansong ranked 6th in rank 7, which was considered to have broken the record, exceeding everyone's expectations. Wang Jinyang and Yao Qingjun, on the other hand, were still ranked after the 100th. Although these two were not weak, their realms were there. Unlike Li Hansong, who relied on his stubbornness, ran amok, and had outstanding battle achievements. Other than the high-ranked ranking list, the rank 6 ranking list was also unexpected this time. MCMU Luo Yichuan took first place in rank 6. Zhang Jianhong took 3rd place, and Qin Fengqing actually took 4th place. This was also the first time they entered the top of the ranking list, the first time they were noticed by the outside world. Not only that, on the rank 5 ranking list, MCMU CLA went on a killing spree in the Tiananmen catacombs, killing a middle-stage rank 6 martial artist, displaying the strength of a thrice-honed prodigy for the first time, taking first place. On the rank 4 ranking list, MCMU Zhao Xuemei, with the strength of a peak rank 4 and once honed, killed a middle-stage rank 5 martial artist in the Donglin catacombs, also causing a sensation, taking first place. On the 3 lower rankings, there were not many changes. However, on the rank 2 ranking list, an MCMU sophomore also took first place. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 major rankings. This time, MCMU took first place in 6 major rankings. For a moment, MCMU's name, even the whole world was shocked. Genius in a second. Remember this site's address. Mobile version, M. Chapter 688. No matter how shocked the world was, Fong Ping was not in the mood to care about this. In fact, he could not care. He did not even know that the ranking had been updated. Lu Fengru threw them into the sea. Other than looking at the underwater scenery, Fong Ping, an old man, Li could not see anything else. Fortunately, it was the two of them. Otherwise, Fong Ping felt that he would be driven crazy. Old Zhang did not care about human affairs, who would force people to go into closed-door cultivation like this. However, without those troublesome things to disturb him, Fong Ping focused on cultivating. His cultivation speed was also extremely fast. Old Man Li, who was almost at the side, simply closed his eyes, no longer willing to pay attention to him. No one cultivated like this. His myriad Dao was one. When he cultivated, it was considered terrifying. Fong Ping poured all the energy liquid and energy river water into the crystal house. Old Man Li felt that his progress was unimaginable. But Fong Ping? That fellow took out the Celestial Bridge and Sanjiao Gate, located the brain nucleus, and then did not care about anything else, letting endless vitality force, mentality, and vitality surge out to hone the brain nucleus. The brain nucleus that was originally the size of a firefly was growing at a speed almost visible to the naked eye. As for Fong Ping, not only was he cultivating the brain nucleus, but he also had the time to repair his materialization, constantly filling it with imperishable substances. Old Man Li really could not bear to watch anymore. He was afraid that he would die of jealousy. This was how this kid cultivated? No wonder his cultivation speed was beyond imagination. Who would cultivate this and that at the same time? And it was the kind that did not stop. If it were someone else when they were honing the brain nucleus, they would not have the energy to do other things. Even if they did, they would not have the energy to do it. Fong Ping did not neglect either. He could do both energetically. While Fong Ping repaired the materialization, he said, "Old Li, Humph, there's only the two of us here. It's the same whatever you call me." Fong Ping did not care. He said, "Do you think that if I reach 3,000 hertz this time, I can guide the skull bone marrow and forge a real golden body?" "You'd better not." Old Man Lee was originally too lazy to care about him. At this time, he said, under normal circumstances, when rank 7 martial artists reach peak rank 7, their mentality will not stop at 3,000 hertz. This is because when they hone the skull, their mentality will still increase. Therefore, when they reach rank 8, they can usually reach 4,000 hertz. Mental strength is still extremely important. You're not me. You don't need to cultivate your mental strength. My advice is to wait until you reach 3,999 hertz, or even 4,999 hertz. When you're facing a major obstacle, then try to break through. At this time, you can make use of the moment of breakthrough to break through this barrier. Fong Ping shook his head and said, "I'm just afraid that when it reaches 3,000 hertz, it will automatically pull. Then I won't be able to do anything." "That won't happen." Old Man Lee chuckled. "You have to take the initiative to guide your mentality. You have to control it. If you don't guide it, it won't affect the honing of your bone marrow and allow you to enter the golden body state. Wouldn't it be faster for me to cultivate my mentality when I reach rank 8? Like I said, it's a matter of checkpoints and bottlenecks. When you reach rank 8, you're facing a bottleneck. Do you think you can break through this checkpoint when you enter rank 9? But I don't have any bottlenecks in my cultivation. Even if I did, 999 hertz was the biggest hurdle I faced back then. After devouring the heavenly golden lotus, I managed to overcome it." Fong Ping said it very naturally. "I don't have any bottlenecks. Why would I care about these things?" Old Man Lee was mentally exhausted. He did not feel like talking anymore. Bottleneck. Did Fong Ping have a bottleneck? This kid didn't seem to have such a saying. As for the others, there were still some. How many years had Lu Pola been stuck at rank 7? Lu Finger too. Today, Qin Fengqing was also stuck here, unable to break through to rank 7. What about Fong Ping? Ever since he started cultivating, it seemed like he had never broken through. If he had not achieved myriad Dao unification, perhaps he would still be struggling at early stage rank 7. Old Man Lee was a little relieved. Myriad Dao unification, the bottleneck was not that big. It's up to you then, but I suggest that you better complete the first forging of your golden body before you break through. Maybe you can enter the stage of greater mastery of the second forging directly. People like us shouldn't waste any chances. When you're breaking through, some of the checkpoints will be very easy to pass. Fong Ping understood. He said, "I understand. Then I'll start honing my body with the imperishable substance from now on." "Oh, right. Can the brain nucleus be honed with the imperishable substance?" Even if vitality force, mentality, and life force are added together, the effect is still not as good as the imperishable substance. "No. Old Lee, isn't the combination of these 3 powers the imperishable substance?" "In my opinion, the so-called golden body power is vitality. If I use the imperishable substance to hone my brain nucleus, won't it be faster and more effective?" Fong Ping suddenly thought of this. Old Man Lee frowned. "Don't try it so easily. You youngsters dare to do anything. Since the ancient martial artists didn't mention this, and there's no record of it in the cultivation methods, then it's best not to try it rashly. But the imperishable substance has the effect of recovery. Then what will you do if you hone your brain nucleus and explode?" Old Man Lee was a little helpless. Youngsters nowadays were really bold. The cultivation methods had just been obtained. The powerhouses were not too familiar with them now. It was not time to modify them yet. If they changed the honing method rashly now, who knew if there would be unforeseen events? "Then I'll try it a little. What do you think?" "It's too slow now." Fong Ping looked at the shrunken celestial bridge and Sanjiao Gate in front of him. He still felt that it was a little slow. Honing and strengthening the brain nucleus had increased the upper limit of his mentality relatively quickly. However, cultivation was always like this. The early stages were fast, but the later stages were slow. On the 23rd, Fong Ping honed for a day. His upper limit of mentality increased by about 150 hertz. On the 24th, it increased by about 100 hertz. On the 25th, it increased by more than 50 hertz. On the 26th, it increased by more than 30 hertz. After 4 days, It increased by almost 350 hertz. At this moment, Fong Ping's upper limit of mentality had already reached 2,670 hertz and above. However, according to this speed, it was getting slower and slower. In the next day, it might only be more than 10 hertz. If he wanted to reach 3,000 hertz, it would take at least a month. At this moment, Fong Ping felt that there were still some limitations to the cultivation methods of ancient martial arts. It did not mean that once you obtained the cultivation methods, your mentality could really increase without limits. However, if you use the imperishable substance to hone it, it might be better. Old man Li really did not want to talk anymore. Slow? It had only been a few days, and this kid's mentality had increased rapidly. He could feel it clearly. Was this considered slow? If someone heard it, was he not afraid of being angered to death? Hearing that he wanted to try using the imperishable substance, Old Man Li said helplessly, "Think carefully. Sometimes a little increase in strength might be a kind of catalyst. If the reaction is too intense and your brain nucleus explodes, then you'll become a living dead." When he said that, Fong Ping was a little hesitant. After thinking for a long time, Fong Ping gritted his teeth and said, "I'll give it a try. It's fine now when I'm rank 7, but when I'm rank 8, it can't be the same, right? If my mentality is lacking, my physique won't be able to keep up." At rank 8, mentality did not seem to be very useful, but it did not mean that it was useless. On the contrary, at rank 8, mentality was even more useful. Mentality was the catalyst that gave birth to the imperishable substance. Without strong mentality, it was difficult for martial artists to forge a golden body. Moreover, the golden body and mentality were also based on the wooden bucket theory. If one's mentality was weak, it would be difficult to support a strong physique. Even if the golden body 9 forging technique took the path of the physique, the limitations of mentality still existed. It was just not obvious. This was because if one wanted to forge a strong physique, mentality would not be too weak. The pressure in the Xuanda Grotto heaven was incomparably strong. If that senior was a powerhouse who cultivated his physique, it meant that his mentality had also reached the corresponding realm. Fong Ping insisted on trying. Old Man Li had no choice but to give him a few reminders and began to help him guard. While Fong Ping was still trying to use the imperishable substance to hone his brain nucleus in the water. On the shore, in front of MCMAU's gate, Fong Yuan was high and mighty. She carried a broadsword on her shoulder and walked into the school in high spirits. "I'm back," Fong Yuan shouted as soon as she entered the school gate. A moment later, more than 10 girls around her shouted, "Congratulations to the president for defeating the enemy and returning. Congratulations to the president." From afar, a few older students watched for a while. After a while, someone said in a low voice, "That's Sister Fong Ping?" "She is, right?" "What do you mean by that?" She's practically carved from the same mold." The person who spoke earlier was speechless. A peak rank 1 martial artist who had completed some unknown mission had actually returned to school with more than 10 girls waiting at the school gate to shout congratulations. "What the hell?" Sigh. Someone sighed. The school spirit of MCMAU. They were completely led astray by Fong Ping. Every one of them was like this. In the past, everyone kept a low profile. Now, even rank 1 martial artists who had completed missions had to find an opportunity to show off. The moral degeneration of the world is getting worse and worse. Someone shook his head. After shaking his head, he quickly asked, "That's some Yuan Ping Club, right? Are they still recruiting? There are quite a few girls in there, and they're all juniors." As soon as he said that, everyone around him looked at him with disdain. Shameless. Despite their disdain, some of them still smiled at the girls in front of the school gate. Not bad. There were even a few young and tender juniors. It wasn't easy. Martial artist cultivation was arduous and tiring. Martial artists in the 3 lower ranks, be it male or female, were more or less crude. Middle ranks were slightly better. They had already passed that stage. What they honed was the internal organs, and when the internal organs were honed, some changes would occur. Therefore, there were not many beautiful female martial artists among the 3 lower ranks. Yuan Ping Club, however, seemed to have some. These older students were contemplating whether or not to join the club. In front of the gate, Fang Yuan did not care about them. She carried her broadsword, her young and round face looking out of place with the broadsword. On the way back, she did not drive. She took the train. An old auntie in the carriage looked at her in amusement. After a long time, she could not help but pinch her little face for a while. She even advised her that children should not play with such dangerous toys. Fang Yuan was very angry. She felt that she was being looked down upon. Now that she was back, she put on a straight face, trying hard to pretend to be more dignified. I'm a martial artist now. I'm almost a rank 2 martial artist. I'm not a child. Since she was a martial artist, she had to be more serious and serious when she spoke. Therefore, Fang Yuan said with a straight face, "Did you call the Martial Arts Association? Why am I not the first in rank 1? President. Next to her, a young girl struggled for a long time before saying, I called the Martial Arts Association. The person who answered the phone said, what did he say? He said that MCMAU is too arrogant. Forget about grandmasters. They even dared to call rank 1 to ask for a ranking. In short, they said one thing. What? Get lost. Fang Yuan looked embarrassed. So direct? Forget it, forget it. When I'm stronger, I'll use my martial arts to threaten them. I'm only rank 1 now. I'm no match for them. If they want to get lost, so be it. Fang Yuan did not dwell on this topic. She mumbled, I'm almost rank 2 anyway. I don't care about the first in rank 1. All right, my brother became the first in rank 7. Where is he? I didn't see him. Vice-Chancellor Fang disappeared as soon as he came back. We can't enter the southern area either. I don't know if he's there. Aha, got it? Oh right, President. A girl next to her said excitedly, President, did you really kill someone this time? Of course. Fang Yuan looked proud. She humphed. Everyone has the right to kill evil sect martial artists. This time, I went on a mission and killed countless enemies. President, really? How many did you kill? A lot. Then, are you afraid of killing peoples? A girl asked, a little scared. These people had just entered rank 1 not long ago. They had not done any missions yet. Before coming to MCMEU, they had not even fought before. How could they have killed anyone? At the start of school, they killed a few wolves. Many of them almost vomited. Killing people and killing monsters were completely different. Fang Yuan said proudly, Afraid? How is that possible? When I was on a mission, I met evil sect martial artists. I killed them with 1 slash and scared them so much that they ran for their lives. Fang Yuan's words were extravagant. The little girls around her were full of admiration. The president was the president. Although she was the youngest, only 16 years old, her ability was already peak rank 1. Moreover, she had gone on a mission so soon. She even killed people. Not only did she kill people, but she was also not afraid at all. That was worthy of admiration. In the sky, Song Yingji, who had also rushed back, said enviously, Fang Ping's sister is quite powerful. She's much stronger than my Xiaoya. Beside him, Bai Ruashi felt a little tired. Should I say it or not? Forget it, I'll say it. I can't help it. Didn't learn much, but the way she talks is just like her brother. Bai Ruashi smiled bitterly. She used a sword, but she insisted on carrying a saber. She said that a saber is more domineering. Can you believe it? When she did her first mission, she didn't even finish it. She cried 7 or 8 times and threw up 4 or 5 times. Can you believe it? When she killed the first evil sect martial artist, she slashed him dozens of times, but she didn't kill him. The evil sect martial artist couldn't take it anymore and had his limbs chopped off by her. He begged her to kill him and taught her how to kill him with 1 slash. Can you believe it? This time, following Fang Yuan had broadened her horizons. She had never seen an enemy who begged their opponent to kill them, and even taught them how to kill on the spot. There was no other way. The evil sect martial artist was only upper stage rank 1. His limbs were chopped off, but Fang Yuan did not dare to chop off his head or stab his heart. That would be torture. Slash after slash, but she still could not kill him. The girl was still crying while she was slashing. The martial artist who was slashed could not even cry. In the end, he was in so much pain that he had no choice but to teach Fang Yuan how to kill him. Otherwise, he was afraid that he would die in pain. Song Yingji was dumbfounded. Bai Ruoshi said helplessly. After she finished her mission, she called before she came back. She asked the Martial Arts Association to change the ranking list and asked the members of her club to come to the entrance to create hype. She gave each of them a vitality pill. Don't you think it's familiar? Song Yingji scolded. Isn't this what that little bastard does? He could not help but look at Fang Yuan and said weakly, that bastard Fang Ping. It's bad enough that he's rotten to the core, but is he trying to pass on his habits? His sister was only rank 1. Now, they were actually doing such things. If the upper beam was not straight, the lower beam would be crooked. The atmosphere in MCMU was really bad. Bai Ruoshi was helpless too. She sighed. If you're not from the same family, you'll have to marry into the same family. Speaking of which, this girl is quite resilient. Bai Ruoshi still praised her. She lamented, she cried, she scolded, but in the end, she gritted her teeth and endured it. She didn't complain to anyone. She didn't complain to anyone. She was always carefree in front of others. Come to think of it, she's only 16 years old. I wasn't as good as her when I was 16. Song Yingji nodded slightly when he heard this. He said softly, having a brother like Fang Ping is pressure, but it's also motivation. I heard that the evil sect attacked Fang Ping at his house at the beginning of the year. Fang Yuan must have seen it. With that kind of experience, she still insisted on going to MCMAU. Actually, we can already tell what this girl is thinking. Fang Ping is probably the only one who doesn't want to face reality. Bai Ruoshi did not say anything. Song Yingji said again, I heard that he killed 2 rank 9s this time. Is that true? That's what the martial arts world is saying. But I heard that he killed them with a trick. No matter what, it's still beyond our reach. Bai Ruoshi was a little emotional. She had just entered middle stage rank 6. There was still a long way to go before she could reach rank 7. Song Yingji had also just entered upper stage rank 6 not long ago. He might need more time to reach peak. Both of them sighed. In just 2 years, Fang Ping had gone from an aspiring martial artist to the first rank 7. It was unimaginable. Sometimes, however, reality was cruel. Even if they did not want to face it, they knew clearly that the gap between them and Fang Ping was getting bigger and bigger. Now, MCMU was getting stronger and stronger. As rank 6 instructors, the pressure was also increasing day by day. Both of them chatted for a while. Below them, Fang Yuan was still showing off. At this moment, a celestial bridge appeared in midair. Immediately, the Sanjiao gate landed on the celestial bridge. Someone's mentality had materialized. Dean Luo has broken through. At this time, many people had gathered. Many of them look happy. After Tang Feng's breakthrough, MCMU had another Grandmaster powerhouse in a few months. Before this, Guo Shengquan and the rest were from the outside world. They were not MCMU's own powerhouses who had broken through. Everyone lacked a sense of joy. However, at this time, Luo Yichuan, an old MCMU man, had broken through still made everyone excited. The Sanjiao gate landed. Not long after, a long spear materialized in the air. The materialization was successful. Congratulations to Dean Luo for advancing to Grandmaster. Congratulations to Grandmaster Luo. The next moment, deafening cheers resounded throughout MCMAU. On the third day of the ranking update, September 27th, the first rank 6 Luo Yichuan had advanced to Grandmaster. At this point, MCMAU had one more Grandmaster. The number of Grandmasters was 14. The outside world did not have time to congratulate him. September 29th, MCMU Zhang Jianhong had advanced. This powerhouse, who had guarded the Magic City catacombs for many years, had also entered Grandmaster. MCMU had one more Grandmaster, up to 15. On MCMU's side, Qin Fengqing, Su Giqing, Chen Zhenhua, and Hu Jiaming had all achieved mentality vitality unity. Lu Polu was in closed-door cultivation. Perhaps he would advance to rank 8 soon. Li Changxing and Fang Ping were also in closed-door cultivation. Wu Quishan, Huang Jing, and a few others in the Magic City catacombs were also concentrating on cultivation. After the battle at Sky Gate, MCMEU had reaped war dividends. The follow-up effects were gradually manifesting. A large number of powerhouses had emerged. The old dream of one school suppressing one catacomb was gradually coming true. P.S. There are only 2 updates today. Sorry. These days will continue until January 7th. Normal updates will be resumed on January 8th. Any missed updates will be made up. Sorry, everyone. Chapter 689. 1st of October. Macmao. Chun Yunshi returned, sword in hand. When she reached the bottom of Fong Ping's crystal tower, Chun Yunshi was slightly stunned. There was someone at the top of the tower. A short person with his hands behind his back was standing at the top of the tower, looking at the sky. Chun Yunshi was stunned for a moment. An instructor passed by, glanced at her, sighed softly, shook his head, and left. Fong Ping left, and Chun Yunshi took his place. Fong Ping was not here. Chun Yunshi was not here, but her sister was learning from them. However, looking at that girl's childish look, who would think that she was worried about the country and its people? Hands behind her back. She might as well cover her face. That little round face was joyous, no matter how you looked at it. After a while, Chun Yunshi reached the top of the tower. Once she arrived, Fong Yuan said calmly, "You're here?" Chun Yunshi was mentally exhausted, but a faint smile appeared on her face. She asked, "Are you cold?" Fong Yuan was also very depressed. This was not going according to plan. The little girl collapsed instantly. She pulled a long face and said helplessly, "Sister Yunshi, I'm a martial artist, and a rank 2 martial artist at that. How can I be cold? What are you doing standing here? Doesn't my brother like to stand here? Let me try." Fong Yuan giggled and jumped down from the top of the tower. She said gloomily, "When I broke through rank 2, the society said that they would hold a promotion banquet for me, but my brother disappeared. I was going to let him help me host the promotion banquet." Promotion banquet? Chun Yunshi was speechless. "You're a rank 2 martial artist, and you want to hold a promotion banquet? I'm a rank 5 martial artist, and I didn't even think about this." This girl, she learned everything, but she learned this from Fong Ping. Chun Yunshi did not continue the conversation. She asked, "Isn't Fong Ping in school? My grandfather said that he's back." "He's not." Fong Yuan was also very depressed. She shook her head and said, "I can't find him no matter how hard I look." At the underground mineral vein, Dean Li and Instructor Qin are occupying my brother's cultivation room, saying that my brother gave it to them to cultivate. Sister Yunshi, are they secretly using my brother's mineral vein? However, Dean Li is already a rank 7, and Teacher Qin is also a rank 6. I can't chase them away. Why don't you chase them away? My brother is so stingy. Why would he lend them the mine? Unless he's here. Also, Dean Li even secretly dug up my family's mineral vein and was caught by me. He even said it was his own. I've been guarding here for the past few days, afraid that he would move the mine away. Sister Yunshi, thank goodness you're back. Otherwise, my family's mine would be gone." Chun Yunshi did not know whether to laugh or cry. Little miser. When Fong Ping was not around, this girl kept a close eye on him. As the two of them were talking, a voice reached their ears. Li Hansong said gloomily, "It's really mine. I earned more than 500 billion with Fong Ping when I went down to the catacombs with him, but Fong Ping didn't give it to me. Don't I need to cultivate now? Mine some ores to cultivate this girl." He didn't know what to say. He was only digging up some energy ores to cultivate, but Fong Yuan had her hands behind her back and was staring at him like a thief. He was speechless. As he spoke, Li Hansong added, "Forget it. This girl is so silly." Fong Yuan pouted. Who's he talking about? However, Li Hansong was a rank 7 grandmaster. She could not beat him, so she stopped talking gloomily. "I have a share here. That brat Qin Fengqing is the one who took over the nest." In the end, Qin Fengqing said a few words and gave her some snacks. This girl actually gave up the cultivation room in the deepest part to Qin Fengqing. Li Hansong was mentally exhausted. If he had known that the girl would sell her brother so cheaply, he would have done it too. How much were the snacks worth? If he had spent 30 to 50,000, he could have packed a cart full of them. That shameless Qin Fengqing spent a few thousand on some snacks and gave them to Feng Yuan. In the end, Feng Yuan really agreed and let him cultivate in the deepest part. Feng Ping's underground mineral vein had opened up a few cultivation rooms. Naturally, Li Hansong and the others could go wherever they wanted. However, Feng Ping was not around. Feng Yuan was his sister, so she could be considered half an owner. Feng Ping himself had a cultivation room in the deepest part. Under normal circumstances, he would not let others enter. Qin Fengqing had coveted it for a long time. This time, while Feng Ping was not around, he got close to Feng Yuan and gave her half a cart of snacks. In the end, the girl agreed very readily. Seeing that she agreed, Qin Fengqing did not hesitate anymore. He did not even come out for a few days. If Feng Ping's sister agreed, then it was Feng Ping's own agreement. If Feng Ping had any problems, he could ask Feng Yuan for help. Chun Yunxi could not help but laugh. She did not want to care about this. She asked, "Senior Li, where's Feng Ping?" "Him?" Li Hansong's figure quickly appeared at the top of the tower. He looked toward the sea and laughed dryly. He went in a closed-door cultivation. Where did he go? Well, it's useless even if you guys go now. Even if you find him, you won't be able to communicate with him. Chun Yunxi frowned slightly. Feng Yuan muttered, "I asked a few times, but he didn't say anything. If I didn't know how powerful my brother is, I would have suspected that he was kidnapped by you guys." Li Hansong's face darkened. "Who kidnapped that guy? I'm doing this to protect Feng Ping's image, understand? Can I tell you that he's floating in the water now?" Moreover, it was hard to say whether or not it was still floating in the nearby waters. Perhaps it had already drifted far away. Of course, no matter how far away he would not be too far away. He must still be in the nearby waters. Everyone was not worried about this. A powerhouse comparable to a rank 9, a powerhouse with so many tricks up his sleeves that he could even trick and kill a rank 9. If something happened to him near MCMAU, that would be strange. Chun Yunxi asked again, "Isn't he in school?" "Senior apprentice brother Li. We won't disturb him while he's in seclusion. However, we haven't heard from him for a few days. Knowing where he is will give us some assurance." In the sea. Seeing that Chun Yunxi insisted on asking, Li Hansong had no choice but to say, "He's in isolation at the bottom of the sea. Don't worry. Once he has a breakthrough in his cultivation, he'll come out very soon." Seabed? Chun Yunxi was a little surprised. Why did he go into seclusion at the bottom of the sea? Even though he was full of doubts, he did not say anything more. It was enough that he knew where Feng Ping was. Feng Yuan, on the other hand, said with a straight face, "I get it. My brother must be using the pressure of the sea to break through. Geniuses can do what others can't. In the future, I'll also go into seclusion at the bottom of the sea." After saying that, she asked curiously, "My brother's talent is 699. Has he reached the maximum talent of 700 now? Otherwise, how could he cultivate so fast?" In the past, when she did not really understand the difficulty of cultivation, she was still very confident. However, now that she knew the meaning of a grandmaster, her brother was already the first in rank 7. This speed was too fast. Full talent, right? Li Hansong looked confused. What's 699? What's 700? Chun Yunxi was also a little confused, but she still said, "Feng Ping's talent is naturally very strong. Martial artists who can be thrice honed are all very talented. In the whole of MCMAU, only Feng Ping and CLA are thrice honed. Over at CCMAU, Han Su is the only thrice honed. Han Su did not go to the catacombs many times, and he did not have many cultivation resources, but Han Su still improved very quickly. Now, he has entered rank 5. He's probably going to be middle stage rank 5 soon. My talent is slightly worse than Han Su's, but I've consumed countless resources and only just broke through to upper stage rank 5, Chun Yunxi sighed. Sometimes, talent was still very important. Did CCMU's Han Su have too many resources? Did he have the 100 honing fruit? Did he have the vein molding flower? Did he have an unlimited supply of energy stones? Did he have life essence and imperishable substances? He did not have either. However, Han Su still entered rank 5 quickly. Although CCMU had some support, it was not too much. This was talent. CLA was now ranked first in rank 5. Rank 6 was probably not far away. Maybe he would be rank 6 when he came back. How many rank 6 students who were not resurrected martial artists were there in martial arts universities? Speaking of talent, Li Hansong also nodded and said, Fong Ping's talent is definitely strong. However, to be able to become a martial artist, talent is generally not too bad. Also, people with average talent who can go further are more worthy of admiration. After all, it's very difficult to go further. Many people can't even reach that stage. Today, the first rank for Zhao Xuemei and the fourth rank, Sixqin Fengqing, are both typical examples. However, speaking of this group of MCMEU students, although Zhao Xuemei's current strength is not high, I think she will definitely have a bright future. Li Hansong was now also a rank 7 grandmaster. He was qualified to comment on this. It was not easy for a rank for martial artists to catch his eye. Xuemei, speaking of Zhao Xuemei, Chen Yunqi said with some mixed feelings, Xuemei is really working hard. This time, when she comes back, she probably has a chance to enter rank 5. When I first enrolled, I still remember Xuemei saying that her biggest wish was to become a rank for martial artist by the time she graduates. Once she becomes a rank for martial artist, she can return to Donglin to take over the business that her father left behind. Speaking of the things that happened a few years ago, Chen Yunqi also felt emotional. At that time, no one would have thought that this would happen. At that time, among her, Yang Xiaoman and Zhao Xuemei, she was the most talented, Yang Xiaoman was second, and Zhao Xuemei was the least talented. She and Yang Xiaoman also wanted to graduate to middle ranks. Zhao Xuemei was extremely envious. When she talked about becoming a middle-rank martial artist, she said it with a dream. Now, however, Zhao Xuemei was ranked first in rank 4. She had walked an invincible path. Rank 5 was close at hand, and rank 6 was not far away. Chen Yunqi and Li Hansong ignored the value Fong Yuan mentioned. But Fong Yuan quickly said, Senior Xuemei? I know Senior Xuemei. What's her talent? Single honing. No, I mean the talent value. Fong Yuan quickly said, My talent value is 160. My brother said that he fed me some natural treasures, so my talent value has increased. It's almost 200 now. Is Senior Xuemei's talent value high? Li Hansong was stunned for a while. He said with a strange expression, Talent value? Yes, don't you know? Fong Yuan asked curiously. Didn't they know? She had told many people before, but no one knew. Talent was determined by the number of times they had honed their bones. She had tested it before, though. Thinking of this, Fong Yuan quickly said, It's the one in Dean Lu's villa. The helmet on the head, it's used to test talent value. Chen Yunqi understood as soon as she said that. She did not know whether to laugh or cry. How did Fong Ping fool her? Fong Yuan was already rank 2, yet she still believed it. She had wasted her martial arts knowledge. Li Hansong was speechless. After a long while, he said, If you're 160, then Zhao Xuemei is 100. What about Sister Yunqi? I'm higher than you, about the same as you now. 200. I see. Fong Yuan calculated. If that was the case, her talent value was not too bad. Zhao Xuemei, the first in rank 4, was only 100. Sister Yunqi was 200, about the same as her now. If that was the case, she should be able to reach rank 5 soon. Rank 5 was still too weak, though. It would be best if she could reach rank 7. While the girl was thinking about this, Li Hansong looked at the beach, his eyes moving slightly. As for Fong Ping fooling his sister, he did not bother to expose him, lest Fong Ping found fault with him. Since Fong Yuan believed him, he would continue to believe him. Just as Li Hansong looked at the beach, at the bottom of the sea, Fong Ping's brain had shrunk from the size of a firefly to the size of a light bulb. A golden substance was circulating on it. The imperishable substance could be used to hone one's brain. However, Fong Ping did not continue to hone his brain, nor did he continue to condense the materialized object. Instead, he kept attacking the crystal house. As he attacked, he shouted, Old Li, let's do this together. You're stronger than me. Poke a hole in this thing with your sword. Old man Li was speechless. Why are you in such a hurry to go out? It's only been a few days. My mentality has reached 2,999 hertz. Fong Ping said as he attacked. Honing the imperishable substance is really fast. I've reached the bottleneck so soon. I have to go out. After saying that, he added, not only has my mentality reached the bottleneck, but my body has too. Speaking of this, Fong Ping's vitality surged, and he said happily, Wooden Bucket's biggest shortcoming has been fixed. I was wondering why my body was only 20,000 calories vitality when I was so strong. It's only been a few days, and I've almost reached the limit of a 1 refinement golden body. After completing a 1 refinement golden body, one's vitality could reach 50,000 calories. Before this, Fong Ping was not even half of this. The main reason was that his mentality was his shortcoming, which limited the growth of his vitality. Or rather, it was not a limitation, but a balance. This was to prevent his vitality from being too strong, causing him to be unable to control his strength, resulting in an imbalance in his strength. If he did not walk the path of 10,000 daos as one or 10,000 techniques as one, his mentality and vitality force could not be too imbalanced. His physique was strong, but his mentality had always been a little behind, so the upper limit of his vitality was also fixed. However, this time his mentality grew extremely fast. In less than 10 days, it had reached the limit of 2,999 hertz, which also made his vitality increase greatly. Wealth, 178 million points vitality, 39,000 calories, 41,200 calories, mentality, 2,900 hertz, 2,999 hertz, destructive force. Bones honed, 177 bones, 100%, 29 bones, 90%, storage space, 1,000 cubic meters plus, energy shield, 1 point/minute plus, aura simulation, 10 points/minute plus. This time, he spent more than 20 million wealth points, not because of cultivation, but because of the cost of repairing the materialized object. In terms of actual cultivation, the cost was not huge. Even so, Fong Ping felt that he was terrifyingly powerful. His vitality that was more than 20,000 calories before had now increased to more than 40,000. Now, when he threw a punch, the power was much stronger than before. Rather than saying it was an improvement, it was more like a release of combat strength. Fong Ping's golden body shone even more brilliantly. As he bombarded the solidified barrier, he said, Old Li, I think I can go head-to-head with a rank 8 now, face-to-face. When I reach rank 8, do you think a 3rd or 5th refinement powerhouse might not be my match? As he said that, he rambled on. I didn't really understand it before, but now I realize that the golden body powerhouses in the catacombs don't seem to have a high level of golden body forging. Aha! Old Man Li said casually, these golden body powerhouses in the outer domain are usually around 3rd refinement. There are also many who are 2nd refinement, but there are not many who have really reached 4th refinement. Actually, there are powerhouses who have forged 5th refinement, even 6th refinement. There are also opportunities to meet them. Back then, Instructor had killed a 5th refinement powerhouse, but after that he was also severely injured. Has the catacombs' golden body cultivation method also been lost? Fong Ping still had some doubts. He said, there are many old antiques in the catacombs. Actually, I've been thinking about something. In the battle 1,000 years ago, theoretically there should still be old antiques from the King battlefield alive. Both parties actually lived together in the same era, but according to my speculation, when Unquestionable Jian and the others went on an expedition to the catacombs, the cultivation method seemed to have been lost. Why didn't Unquestionable Jian pass down the cultivation method? He was Purple Cap Mountain's first seat. A long time ago, he had broken through to the true god level, maybe the impasse realm. Therefore, he must have a cultivation method. Then, why didn't he pass it down to others? It's very normal. Old Man Li chuckled. Times are different. Back then, Unquestionable Sword was an abandoned disciple. As an abandoned disciple, unless he created his own cultivation technique, he couldn't teach some of Purple Cap Mountain's cultivation techniques to outsiders. As a discarded disciple, it's already surprising that his martial arts were not crippled. Therefore, It's not surprising that he did not pass it down. As for the catacombs, during the battle at the King battlefield, I suspect that the powerhouses were all annihilated. Those who did not die might have died in the bounded boundaries later on. If the powerhouses are all dead, then it's normal that the cultivation method's inheritance is broken. Why did the battle at the King battlefield break out? Fong Ping continued to bombard, mumbling, "The catacombs' two kings might not be at the Emperor realm, but they should be stronger than the average impasse realm. Maybe they've taken a few paths. If that's the case, powerhouses like this must have existed in the bounded boundaries back then. These powerhouses, the catacombs' martial artists, live in the restricted area, while the bounded boundaries live in the periphery. They should have coexisted peacefully for many years. Why did a battle of extermination break out suddenly? I saw that over at Xuan de Grotto Heaven, there's still the 8 trigrams book in the living room, indicating that this battle broke out rather abruptly. If it was a protracted war, they would have fought for many years. Who would have the time to discuss gossip? Therefore, the outbreak of the war was probably instantaneous. Something must have happened, causing the various blessed Grotto Heaven to immediately summon troops and head to the King battlefield. As Fong Ping spoke, he suddenly said, "Old Li, bombard them. Do you really want to be locked up in a cage?" Old Man Li was speechless, but he still stood up and continued to bombard, laughing. An unexpected incident. Could it be that the two kings are about to enter the Emperor realm? The bounded boundaries felt that they couldn't suppress it anymore, so they sent people to encircle and annihilate them? It's possible. Fong Ping continued. The King battlefield is actually a little strange. Old Li, you don't know, but the King battlefield is very close to Mount Royal Sea. Rumor has it that it's where the two kings' palaces used to be. As the ruler of the restricted area, logically speaking, even if there's a palace, it should be in the central area of the restricted area. However, the King battlefield is only about 1,000 miles away from Mount Royal Sea. For powerhouses, the distance is very close. Moving their palace to the periphery, according to our words, that means that the emperor is guarding the country's gate, and Mount Royal Sea can be used as the country's gate. This means that they're prepared for a great war at any time. Otherwise, the monarch's palace would not be so close to the border. What are you trying to say? Old Man Li asked as he blasted the barrier. When Fong Ping suddenly brought this up, he had a bad feeling about it. Fong Ping smiled and said, "I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just restoring some history, trying to find some connection points, including speculating what the seed of rebirth is. Don't think that we've won a few great wars now. Even if we annihilate the 108 outer territories, it won't be a huge blow to the catacombs." Now, some of the true kings in the catacombs. Fong Ping shook his head and said, "I don't think that old Zhang and the rest are really invincible. The true kings that have appeared now are all the weak ones. The real powerhouses haven't appeared yet. These people are all waiting for an opportunity. I'm thinking if we can destroy the 108 outer territories passageway network. If we can, then it'll be much easier." The reason why it was difficult now was that once all 108 outer territories passageways were opened, these catacombs' true kings would have countless passageways to go. However, if they did not open the 108 passageways, there would not be many passageways that they could go through. The outer territories passageways were very fragile. Old Zhang walked in and trembled. It was fine if an individual true king passed through, but it would not do if there were too many. However, if an individual person went through, once a few paragons were lying in ambush outside the passageway, they might be ambushed and killed. If they went through Imperial Sea Mountain, there was only one passageway. Even if the catacombs' true kings moved together, they would encounter the humans' paragons. Perhaps before they even entered Earth, Imperial Sea Mountain would be defeated. Only when all the passageways were opened and the passageways were completely stable without any restrictions, these paragons would be extremely mobile. With hundreds of passageways, they could go wherever they wanted. The humans' paragons could not lock them down at all. When Fong Ping said that, Old Man Li said impatiently, "Stop dreaming. If it's really possible, you won't even have a chance. Minister Zhang and the rest would have destroyed it long ago." "Sai, I know. I'm just anxious." Fong Ping sighed and said, "If the passageways can be delayed for a few years, then the human's ability will be even stronger. It won't be like now, feeling like there's not enough time. You're a busybody now. I can't help it. As a leader, of course, I have to worry more." Old Man Li did not really want to talk to him. At this moment, Fong Ping's face lit up. He said, "It seems like it's going to open." Old Man Li looked at his side. Sure enough, a small gap had appeared. Seeing this, Old Man Li shook his head again. This was the door gap left by Old Zhang and the rest. It seemed like they had predicted that they would destroy it. Looking at Fong Ping's excited look again, Old Man Li was amused. "Are you sure you can break through?" If he was not sure, was it necessary to go out in such a hurry? No, even if he could, it was not necessary. Fong Ping could not be bothered with him. Whether he could or not, he would know once he tried. He could not keep it in forever. He was not someone who was used to closed-door cultivation. These few days, he was only a little excited when he honed his brain core. Now, he did not feel anything at all. In addition, facing the 2,999 Hertz barrier, he was more willing to go out and find some opportunities. Click, a crisp sound was heard. Fong Ping suddenly cursed fake. He had wanted to keep this small house that had been solidified by the paragons. In the end, he realized that there were only signs of solidification on the inside of the house. Old Zhang and the rest had actually faked it. Click, the moment the gap opened, the small house began to shatter. Very soon, it disappeared into thin air. Fong Ping was speechless. He parted the seawater and soared into the air in an instant, leaving the bottom of the sea. Old Man Li also soared into the air. He calculated for a while. He had absorbed a lot of energy liquids these few days. Could he complete a 5th-level golden body? If he could, after Fong Ping broke through, he would follow the 5th-level golden body. He should be able to steal Fong Ping's limelight, right? However, it was a little difficult. After all, one was a breakthrough of a major realm, while the other was a minor realm. I still need to make some grandeur. Glancing at Fong Ping in front of him, Old Man Li thought to himself. This old man had not been conferred a king yet. Chapter 690. Previously, he had opened a chapter to explain that he had been quite busy with the Qidian annual gala for the past few days. That was why he had mentioned that the updates before the 7th would be a little messy. Even if it was messy, Old Eagle had still updated more than 100,000 words in the past 6 days. That was an average of more than 17,000 words a day. That was comparable to other people who updated 8 times a day. Was there a point to having a bunch of comments in the book review section? Old Eagle had only updated 3. For a million words in the past 7 months. Was that really a small number? He had said that he had been really busy these past few days. He had already explained to the book review section and the individual chapters. With so many updates, how could he have saved up any manuscripts? Every day, when he returned from the event, he would have to write until 2 or 3 a.m. He had been staying up so late these past few days that his back was cramping and he couldn't even move. My brother sent me to the annual gala. Did I let everyone down? I had to explain a few times, but all I got was a bunch of pirated readers complaining that the updates weren't good enough. Was there a point to having a rhythm? You don't have any fan points at all. You start scolding, and not just 1 or 2 of them. Pirated readers can't see the book review section or individual chapters. All you know how to do is scold. Do you want me to send you 50 cents? All right, after venting, I feel much better. The annual gala has just ended, and I'm writing now. Everyone, don't wait any longer. Read it tomorrow morning, and the updates will resume the day after tomorrow. The ones that are lacking updates are yesterday's chapter and today's chapter. Old Eagle will definitely make up for it. Whether or not he makes up for it, all the original readers will know. If you want more pirated readers, join the group and I'll send you 50 cents. Global High Martial Arts explained again. Currently typing, please wait a moment. After the content has been updated, please refresh the page to receive the latest update. Future Heavenly King full text update. Chapter 691. McMao. Fong Ping had just used flight step to arrive at the southern area. In the next moment, a golden light pierced through heaven and earth. Behind him, Old Manly cackled and said, "Come, break through." Fong Ping rolled his eyes. The golden light was not produced by Old Manly. It had emerged from a closed-door training ground in the southern area. Elder Lu actually broke through. Fong Ping ignored Old Manly. Instead, he was slightly shocked and surprised. Lu Polu had been stuck at rank 7 for too long. Fong Ping thought that he did not have much hope this time. He did not expect that he would break through in such a short time. The golden light pierced through heaven and earth, and soon it attracted the attention of the teachers and students. Luo Yichuan and Zhang Jianhong, the two new grandmasters, also rose into the air and rushed over. Only then did Fong Ping realize that both of them had reached rank 7. Dean Luo, Dean Zhang. Both of you, Luo Yichuan also saw the two of them. He smiled and said, "I just broke through a few days ago. It's just rank 7. It's nothing." Elder Lu, on the other hand, is actually going to forge a golden body. Luo Yichuan's face lit up with joy. As for what he said, 7th rank is nothing. That was the truth. In the past, a rank 7 Grandmaster would be considered a big shot in MCMAU. In the outside world, he would also be a top-notch expert. Now, however, the number of MCMAU Grandmasters was increasing. At this moment, there were already 14 of them. At this point, rank 7 seemed insignificant. Despite Luo Yichuan's words, Fong Ping still smiled and said, "Dean Luo, don't be modest. A rank 7 is a Grandmaster. If word of this gets out, those rank 7 Grandmasters will come looking for trouble with you." As he said this, Luo Yichuan glanced at him. "You're only a rank 7, right? Are you saying that you want to make trouble for me, or that you don't treat yourself as a level 7? Luo Yichuan had no time to care about him. The golden light in the sky was getting brighter and brighter. Fong Ping had never seen any signs of a rank 7 advancing to rank 8. Old Manly regarded the advancement as a fake rank 8, not a true rank 8. After that, he took the path of myriad Dao unification directly. Fong Ping had never seen anyone else's elevation before. At this time, everyone flew towards Lu Polu's secluded cultivation area. In the distance, Guosheng Quan and the others also rushed over. Lu Polu was in closed-door cultivation in his crystal pagoda. However, it was not at the top of the pagoda. He was not as flashy as Fong Ping. Instead, he was in closed-door cultivation underground. At this moment, he could only see the golden light and not the person. Below the crystal pagoda, more and more teachers and students were rushing over. Fong Ping and the others landed in the air. As soon as they did, Li Hansong leaped into the air, carrying Fong Yuan in his hand. Behind him, Chun Yunxi came with flight step. Chun Yunxi and Fong Yuan were delighted to see Fong Ping. "Brother, Fong Ping." Fong Ping nodded slightly. He glanced at the two of them and smiled. "Not bad. Yunxi is almost at peak rank 5. When she reaches peak rank 5, rank 6 won't be far away. You're around rank 2 now. Not bad." Fong Yuan had a proud expression on her face. "I've only been in school for a month, and I'm already rank 2. Of course I'm amazing." He stared at Fong Yuan for a while without saying a word. After looking at Fong Yuan for a while, he glanced at Bai Ruoshi, who had just arrived. His brows furrowed slightly. After a while, he said in a low voice, "Next time, you have to ask me first if you need anything." Bai Ruoshi said nothing. Old Manly kicked Fong Ping. Fong Ping staggered from the kick, but he did not say anything. The others pretended not to see anything. Bai Ruoshi was not a grandmaster, so there were some things she could not understand. As a martial artist, their aura was different whether they killed or did not kill. No matter how young Fong Ping was, he was still a powerhouse close to rank 8. How could he not see it? Fong Ping took a deep breath. He did not look at them anymore. Instead, he looked at the crystal tower. Old Lu is about to break through. MCMU will soon have its 5th rank 8 powerhouse. Congratulations. Old Manly quickly changed the topic. He smiled. It's not easy for Old Lu. His vigor is almost gone. Before this, he did not have any hope of achieving rank 8. Now that he can break through, his vigor is back. While they were talking, the golden light in the sky was blinding. Guide! At this moment, A loud shout came from the crystal tower. Everyone looked toward the sky. In the sky, a silhouette that looked like a Buddha appeared. A rank 8 breakthrough is a projection of energy. Watch carefully, in case you're clueless when the time comes. Old man, Li said again. At this time, Fong Ping also watched carefully. After Lu Polu shouted, his projection appeared in the sky. A golden projection. The golden projection seemed to be transparent. One could even see his internal organs and blood vessels. They were all very clear. Fong Ping saw the blood-colored blood vessels turning golden instantly. The red blood also turned golden instantly, starting to flow in the blood vessels. The internal organs that were like crystals earlier had also turned golden at this moment. Where the head was, the golden light was even more dazzling. Golden body transformation. A true rank 8 powerhouse's entire body would turn golden. Their internal organs and blood were all the same. Under normal circumstances, they were no different from an average person. However, when they unleashed their full power, a rank 8 powerhouse would become a golden man. Old Man Li knew that Fong Ping was close to this step. He explained quickly, "See, mentality has reached it. It's starting to guide the bone marrow to hone and turn the bone marrow golden. When the bone marrow golden transformation is done, it rapidly transforms other human bodies, turning the human body into a golden body. The reason why you call it a fake golden body is that your internal organs haven't completely turned into a golden body. That's why when you're fighting the enemy, your internal organs are easily crushed. It's only because you have many life-saving items. Otherwise, you'd have been beaten to death long ago." At this moment, the golden silhouette in the sky was no longer a silhouette. It was showing signs of solidification. Fong Ping saw the situation and asked curiously, "How is this projection formed?" "It's very powerful. It's projected on its own." Fong Ping nodded slightly and said, "The projected silhouette should be similar to Old Lu's. I noticed a problem. Old Lu's golden body doesn't seem to be condensed enough. It's a little like before Fong Ping could finish. Old Man Li laughed and said, "It's a little like a pile of sand." "Yes. This is why the golden body needs to be forged. When you've just entered rank 8, the golden body is still very fragile and sparse. Forging is to take the golden body made of sand and forge it into a golden body made of concrete. Then forging the golden body from concrete and forging it into a golden body made of steel. Step by step, the golden body will be forged without any flaws. This is the 9th refinement of the golden body." Old Man Li said quickly, "When the golden body is at the 9th refinement, the golden body is forged to the extreme. There are no more gaps or loopholes. However, the 9th refinement of the golden body is just a saying. You should be clear about this. Martial artists in the neo-martial era can only achieve the 6th refinement of the golden body at most. It's not just the neo-martial era. It's the same in any era. However, since there are 9 refinements, it means that someone has done it before. I didn't understand it before, but now I'm guessing that in the ancient martial era, martial artists who walked the path of the physique could achieve the 7th or even the 8th refinement of the golden body. Only martial artists who have achieved the unification of 10,000 daos can achieve the 9th refinement. This is the origin of the 9th refinement of the golden body." Fong Ping nodded slightly. Beside him, Guo Shengquan did not know that Fong Ping and the rest had already cultivated the cultivation method. After hearing what he said, "The 5th refinement of the golden body is enough. If we want to forge further, firstly, we don't have enough mentality to support it. Secondly, the imperishable substance is difficult to recover. Forging the golden body once consumes a lot of imperishable substance. If we use up too much imperishable substance, we can't recover it quickly. If this goes on, it will drag down our martial arts progress," Fong Ping said. "In the ancient martial era, mentality and imperishable substance are enough. Why can't everyone achieve the 9th refinement?" Old Man Li shrugged and said, "It's just a guess. Who knows what the situation was like in the ancient martial era? However, looking at the senior's body that you brought back last time, there were indeed not that many times of forging. The senior with a powerful physique that you brought back last time, in my opinion, was probably around the 7th refinement. However, the other party has already reached rank 9. Rank 9 is stronger in the first place. Their physique will be much stronger too. Even so, it was only around the 7th refinement. This means that he was at most at the 6th refinement of rank 8. Fong Ping nodded slightly and said, theoretically, the upper limit of the 7th refinement golden body should be 110,000 calories. However, rank 9 martial artists have more vitality than that. It's related to the origin Dao. Beside him, Guo Quan explained, the function of the origin Dao is actually equivalent to an additional energy storage. Including the Paragon, the ability to unleash powerful strength is related to the origin Dao. Even the Paragon's physique strength is limited. However, the reason why the Paragon is so powerful is because of the origin Dao. The origin Dao is not only an energy storage, but also an amplifier. The 100,000 calories vitality outburst of the Paragon, through the amplification of the origin Dao, may be a few times or even more powerful by more than 10 times. If you treat the amount of comprehension of the origin Dao as magnifying it by a few times, it will be much clearer. If one had a preliminary understanding of the origin path, it might increase one's strength by 1 times. If one had a vitality outburst of 100,000 calories or a celestiality outburst of 100 LUN, through the amplification of the origin path, it could reach 110,000 calories or 110 LUN. The deeper the comprehension of the origin Dao, the stronger the amplification. Can you understand what I'm saying? Fong Ping understood instantly. Then he said in admiration, Instructor Guo, it's such a pity that you're not a teacher. To be honest, many people have explained to me about the origin Dao, including Minister Zhang. But it's the key, the control of energy, the length of the path. To be honest, I really didn't understand it. However, after what you said, I understood it all at once. So that's how it is. It's so vivid. Fong Ping did not flatter him this time. Guo Shengquan's explanation was indeed clearer than others. The origin Dao could be seen as an amplifier of strength. Comprehending a bit of the origin Dao could amplify one's strength many times. Under the same vitality, one could unleash a stronger force. The deeper the comprehension of the origin Dao, the greater the amplification. No wonder Rank 9 said that they comprehended the origin Dao, but no one said that a Rank 9's physique was really much stronger than a Rank 8's. The difference between the two might not be huge. The difference between Rank 8 and Rank 9 lied in the amplification of strength. A Paragon might be able to amplify strength 10 times. If it was not a Paragon, no matter how deep the comprehension of the origin Dao was, it might only be 1 or 2 times. If the difference in strength was a few times, or even tens of times, the destructive power produced would be completely different. Fong Ping finally had a taste of the strength of a Paragon this time. However, Fong Ping asked hurriedly, then, does taking the second path mean that the strength can continue to be amplified? Guo Shengquan shook his head. Seeing Fong Ping's disappointment, he smiled and said, it's not that it can't be done. It's just that I don't understand. We're too far away from this realm. Maybe it's another method. For example, an increase in the level of strength. Using us as a comparison, the types of strength we have mastered are actually many. Vitality force, celestiality force, destructive force. Actually, these strengths are a kind of enhancement in essence. It might be the same for a Paragon to take the second path. Of course, I believe in your judgment more. Maybe it's amplification again. I'm afraid only those desperation powerhouses themselves know this. While they were talking, the golden shadow in the air had completely solidified. As soon as it solidified, the shadow disappeared and collapsed instantly. Fong Ping looked strange. Old Manly smiled and said, it's a success. After advancing to rank 8, Old Lu has mastered rank 8 strength. The strength is no longer overflowing. Without the support of strength, the projection naturally dissipated. As soon as he finished speaking, Lu Pola's figure appeared in front of everyone in the next moment. Without communicating with the others, Lu Polu looked at Fong Ping, his gaze deep. 10 years ago, I completely gave up on the idea of advancing. I thought that I would be like this for the rest of my life. Maybe I would die in the catacombs with rank 7 strength. A year and a half ago, old you died in the catacombs. At that time, I thought that it would be my turn next. He held on for 60 years. He couldn't hold on anymore. I've lived long enough here in MCMAU. If someone dies, it can only be me. During this trip to Nanjiang's catacombs, I thought that I would definitely die. I didn't expect that because of you, because of Li Changsheng, I would live again. That time my skull was injured. I thought that since I didn't die, I would linger on for a while longer. That year, I promised old you that I would help him look after MCMAU. I can't just die for nothing, but I really didn't expect that MCMU didn't go silent and decline like I had imagined. Before old you left, he talked to me. After he died, MCMU would have to settle down for at least a few years and wait for Wu Quishan to break through to rank 9 before making any further plans. At this moment, this old man who usually did not speak much became talkative. The sigh in his tone was overflowing. MCMU did not decline. After the old vice-chancellor died in battle, not only did MCMU not decline, but it quickly rose and grew stronger. They even destroyed their old enemy, Sky Gate City. As he said that, Lu Polu suddenly shouted, after destroying Sky Gate City, "Everyone has become a little lazy, because we have annihilated our greatest enemy and killed our mortal enemy. Many people have even lost their target. But the truth? In reality, is Sky Gate City really our enemy? They are just a saber controlled by people. Now, we have only shattered this saber. It has not caused any harm to the enemy. The real enemy is not Sky Gate City. Now, because many people have shattered a saber, they think that they have achieved great success, and they feel no pressure at all. I can quickly enter rank 8, the exact opposite of you, because I have pressure, a lot of pressure. It is not because I am worried about being surpassed by the younger generation. I even hope that everyone in MCMU can achieve a golden body, achieve rank 9. But now, we are still not that strong. Shattering a saber, the enemy has countless more. Many people do not even know what the catacombs mean. I don't care about others, but today I want to say that the catacombs we are facing are just some outer domains. Do you know what outer domains mean? The real catacombs are the inner domain in the depths of the catacombs. The catacombs are divided into inner and outer domains. The enemies we are facing now are the outermost enemies, the weakest enemies, the enemies with the least future. These people may have rank 8 or rank 9 abilities, but they are the weakest. Rank 8. Almost all of them are the low-stage ones. Rank 9. Most of them have not comprehended the origin path. But the real inner domain is not like this. The powerful Fong Ping in your eyes. When he went to the inner domain, he was only competing with same-generation martial artists. Of course, he won. But this is not the real strength of the catacombs. The catacombs are very strong. Fong Ping and the rest are afraid that you will despair. The minister and the rest are afraid that you will despair, so they have been unwilling to say it. Today, I am not afraid that you will despair. Say it. Lu Polo looked around and said sternly, "Recently, I have discovered many problems. Because of the annihilation of Sky Gate City, the university has sufficient resources. The new students have completely lost their sense of urgency. They no longer have the courage to draw their sabers and kill people for a vitality pill. But these resources were also exchanged for by countless people's blood. The powerful Fong Ping in your eyes, the Fong Ping who went down to the catacombs with incomparable gains. Every time he went down to the catacombs, he only narrowly escaped death. Do you really think that he went to the catacombs just to snatch resources? He insisted on pretending that nothing happened. But there are some things that I need to let you know. There were a few times when he narrowly escaped death. His flesh collapsed, his internal organs shattered, and his mentality collapsed. If it were someone else, they would have died countless times. The powerful Vice-Chancellor Wu in your eyes in the Battle of Tiannan also almost died. If he was not saved by Fong Ping, he would have been completely crippled by now. Lu Fengru, Tang Feng, and the rest, who are not bathed in blood and fighting. Even the newly enrolled instructors, Guasheng Quan and the rest, are also fighting in the catacombs. A rank 8 fighting against a rank 9. One moment of carelessness and they will die. Fong Ping was a little surprised. Old Liu was in closed-door cultivation. Yet he actually knew about this. However, old Liu had broken through today and suddenly said these things. He did not know if he should interrupt. Liu Polu, however, did not care about him. He shouted sternly again, "But what about you guys? Many of you participated in the Battle of Skygate, thinking that you have also bathed in blood and fought, but to others, this kind of war is nothing. A small victory, a victory of a city, has made you forget everything. Without pressure, without motivation, many people think that they are already geniuses when they have reached the middle ranks, that they have no opponents. But ask Fong Ping, as a rank 7, does he dare to say that he has no opponents? Your conditions are better, stronger than martial artists in any period of the neo-martial arts era. The school is almost providing you with resources for free, and the price of resources in exchange for them is dropping again and again. They take 10% of the cost and give 90% for free. Do resources come out of thin air? Do the high-rank martial artists in the school, including the high-rank martial artists from all over the world, have the obligation to give you resources for free? Us high-ranked martial artists, including myself, including the young Fong Ping and Li Hansong, have all experienced countless battles of life and death. You guys enjoy the benefits of war, but don't you think about how these benefits come about? Recently, it is a digestion period. Everyone is in closed-door cultivation, so I don't want to say much. However, it has been more than a month since the Battle of Skygate City. Those who should have broken through in the middle ranks have all broken through, not to mention those in the lower ranks. But these days, I see that there are fewer people going into the catacombs, just a few people. Among the new students, there are rank 3s and even rank 4s. Why has no one ever considered going into the catacombs? You guys haven't been there before. Could it be that someone has been to the catacombs since birth? When Fong Ping, who was rank 3, went to the catacombs because he did not want to leave the team, Tang Feng even scolded him in public. A rank 3 martial artist does not act alone, does not kill alone, does not follow the team. Is it embarrassing? Embarrassing. At that time, Fong Ping was not as strong as you guys. He is also a genius. If he can go, why can't you guys? Liu Polu looked around and shouted, including some of the instructors. You know very well how your middle ranks came about. Recently, out of almost 1,000 instructors, less than 100 have gone into the catacombs. What are the others doing? Are you all counting on the school to give you the mineral veins? Who are you counting on? Do you only know how to sit back and enjoy the fruits of others' labor? Every time I sit in the crystal tower to cultivate, I feel so ashamed. Every time I absorb the mineral veins' energy, I feel like I'm committing a crime. How old are you? If you have descendants, your grandchildren are older than Fong Ping. Using the resources he gives to cultivate, to rank up, watching him go into the catacombs again and again, risking his life. Is that really right? What can we give him? Some cheers? Some glory? Is this everyone's reward? MCMEU has become stronger, but it has also changed to a point where I can't recognize it. In the past, a group of rank 2 and 3 martial artists fought in the catacombs. Although the days were hard and the cultivation was slow, we were very satisfied. Why? Because we are contributing and we take what we deserve. Now, everyone wants to sit back and enjoy the fruits of others' labor. If this goes on, what's the use of MCMAU becoming stronger? If we give you less, you will complain. I heard that there are people who are dissatisfied because they need to pay credits to enter the depths of the mining area to cultivate. Who gave you the right? Liu Polu berated sternly, his gaze sweeping across some of the people in the crowd. His gaze made them lower their heads, not daring to speak. Entering MCMAU is not for you to enjoy. Martial arts universities are also not for people to enjoy. From today onwards, MCMU middle-rank martial artists must go into the catacombs once a month, at least. Not only to go into the catacombs, but also to gain something. Whether it is heads or resources, they are all counted as gains. Medals are fine too. If you gain nothing, then don't come out. If you come out, find a better job. MCMU can't afford to support you. I dare not support you either. For martial artists of the 3 lower ranks, all the resources consumed today must be returned after you achieve the middle ranks. The loan system from before is now useless. Many people have borrowed credits, but never considered returning them. From today onwards, the loan system will be investigated. All students and instructors who have not returned their credits within the time limit will be pursued. Not only will they be pursued, but those who do not return after the deadline will be enforced and blacklisted. From then on, don't even think about taking anything from MCMU. It's not just MCMU, it's the same for all of society. After saying this, Lu Polu looked at Fong Ping and sighed. When you took control of MCMAU, you brought earth-shattering changes to the school. Everyone saw it with their own eyes, and no one could say no. But your imagination is too beautiful, and your methods are too soft. Not everyone will think of these things. These are the resources that you exchanged with your lives. They will only think that they deserve it. This includes me. What I owe you before, I will return it to you after I achieve rank 8. If martial artists don't enter the catacombs to kill enemies and seize resources, are they supposed to retire on the surface? After Lu Polu finished speaking, he looked at Tang Feng, Lu Fengru, and the rest who had just arrived and said, "Pay back your debts as soon as possible. Even Luo Yichuan and the rest of you are the same. Divine weapons mines? Are these all yours?" In the past, he was too weak to repay the debt, so he didn't say anything. Now that he was a rank 7, was it so difficult that he could not pay it back? If you can't pay it back, then go fight for it. Don't tell me that without Fong Ping, everyone will die. Lu Polu took a deep breath and said, "To put it bluntly, if something happens to Fong Ping and he dies in the catacombs, will MCMAU disband? Not only MCMAU, but the outside world as well. Those who owe me money, pay me back as soon as possible." He had to think of a way to kill people, kill demons, or even explore the Forbidden Sea. If that doesn't work, then I'll go to Mount Royal Sea. I wasn't afraid of death in the past, but am I afraid of death now? Once they were afraid of death, would they still dare to continue fighting when the war broke out? Now that he was stronger than before, he didn't dare to risk his life anymore. What kind of logic was that? If that was the case, why would they give you divine weapons and resources? In the past, 10 rank 7s dared to fight 30 rank 7s in the catacombs. What about now? I heard about the Forbidden Catacombs battle. A bunch of trash. With the same number of people, even more than the catacombs rank 7 and rank 8, they could only hold their opponents back, unable to defeat them quickly. Minister Zhang and the rest wanted stability. Stability? If they really wanted stability, would there be the prosperity of the current neo-martial arts era? These years, there are more and more powerhouses. How did they come about? By killing. It's not stability. If you can't bear to sacrifice, how can you fight to the end? Sino Nation has more and more martial artists now, the more stability there is. In my opinion, these few paragons are dizzy from a few victories. At this time, not only should they not seek stability, they should fight. The more they fight, the stronger they get. While the catacombs don't have the intention to start an all-out war with us, they must fight to the end. They have waited for so many years. Will they change their strategy of hundreds of years just because there are more battles in these 2 years and attack now? Nonsense. If they were so impatient, they would have attacked hundreds of years ago. Lu Polu said a lot in one breath, looked around again, and shouted, "What are you looking at? Pack up. Go to the catacombs." I, Lu Polu, have been the honorary vice-chancellor of MCMAU for 30 years. This time, I must make the decision. Who has any objections? Everyone was speechless. Fong Ping also shrugged. The old man had been the honorary vice-chancellor for decades. This time, when he broke through to rank 8, there was no objection at all. Moreover, if he could collect his debts, it would be good too. As for the problem of large-scale casualties in the catacombs, Fong Ping sighed in his heart. In fact, he felt that it would be better if fewer people died. However, Lu Polu was right about some things. People who dared to risk their lives did not seem to be as many as before. Whether it was stability or thinking that their strength would improve quickly in the future, it was true that they did not dare to fight as much as before. This time in the Forbidden Catacombs, the number of rank 7 and 8 martial artists was more than the opposite side, and most of them were armed with divine weapons. In the past, human powerhouses would have defeated the other side long ago. This time, in 13 hours, they did not manage to defeat the other side and provide support to the rank 9 powerhouses. This was not right. However, the victory in the war made everyone forget this point. This time, there were very few deaths, but the low number of deaths actually meant that there were not many people who dared to risk their lives. If Fang Ping did not go that day, something big might have happened. Zhang Tao dared to fight this war, calculating that he could win, but it was also built on the foundation of the past. In the past, with this kind of strength comparison, he could still win. This time, however, he almost lost. Zhang Tao himself probably did not expect this. He had forgotten this unforeseen event, causing Nan Yunyua's breakthrough in the later stage to almost fail. Even Zhang Tao himself was surprised. Lu Pola's breakthrough was originally a joyous occasion. If it was before, there would have been a round of congratulations. Today, however, it was incomparably quiet. There was not a single sound in MCMAU's campus. Seeing this scene, Fang Ping felt a little helpless. The old man wanted to correct the school's spirit. The key thing was wait for me to break through before correcting it. This time, I broke through to rank 8. I don't know when the next time will be when I reach rank 9. Even if the school's spirit was corrected, it did not matter to me. But now, I am close to rank 8. After what old Lu did, sigh. Fang Ping sighed in his heart. What should I do now? Should I break through? If I break through, will I face a situation of awkward silence? How about I try to break through somewhere else? Not many people knew what Fang Ping was thinking, but old man Li beside him knew. At this moment, seeing Fang Ping's dilemma, he laughed in his heart. Let's see how you show off when old Lu flips out. Old Lu's strength might not be the strongest in MCMAU, but he had protected MCMAU for 30 years, and he was not even a native of MCMAU. When an old man like this stood out and spoke, even Wu Quishan dared not refute. P.S. Basic update lacks 2 updates. Chapter 692. Global High Martial Arts will be updated later today and will return to normal tomorrow. Please wait for a moment. After the content has been updated, please refresh the page to get the latest update. Chapter 693. Lu Polu's words were deafening. Beside him, Li Chongxing waited for Lu Polu to finish speaking before he smiled and said, "Motivation comes from pressure. After the battle at Skygate City, MCMAU's instructors and students have lost their nemesis. It's only natural that they lack pressure. Elder Lu said how strong the enemies in the inner circle are. Without experiencing it for ourselves, how can we understand?" Li Chongxing paused and said, "Actually, after the battle in the Elysium, I had an idea." He did not mention it before because he thought that MCMAU was in a period of progress and strength, so it was not very convenient. Since Elder Lu has become the villain today, I will remind you. Today's MCMAU was extremely powerful, 10 times more powerful than it was in the past. The dream of one school guarding one cavern might be difficult to achieve, but it was still possible for a short period of time. My idea is to take over Hope City. Let the garrison in Hope City evacuate. Let Elder Fan evacuate, and let MCMAU take over the Magic City catacombs completely. Currently, the Great War had yet to begin. MCMAU was only facing Monster Sunflower City. Could MCMAU suppress Monster Sunflower City? Even if a city-toppling battle broke out in an instant, MCMAU still had the strength to suppress the other party. Liberate the military forces in Magic City's catacombs and let Old Fan go somewhere else or rest for a while. Old Fan has been overseeing Magic City's catacombs for 30 years. Since MCMAU has this strength, it's time for us to shoulder this heavy responsibility. Old Man Li smiled faintly. If we accept the heavy responsibility of suppressing the Magic City catacombs, then will be under a lot of pressure. They needed to face Monster Sunflower City, guard against Monster Phoenix City, and the remaining cities in Magic City's catacombs. At this time, did everyone still feel safe? In this way, the teachers and students would no longer have any idle mentality. On the surface, there were tens of millions of people. Once the passageway was breached, tens of millions of people would die a violent death. More than half of MCMU's instructors and students had family members in Magic City. At this time, how could they not do their best? Everyone, please consider my suggestion. Beside him, Fong Ping was having a headache. These two elders. One was more ruthless than the other. Taking over the Magic City catacombs was not just a matter of martial strength. There were still many problems that needed to be resolved. Moreover, MCMU was more adept at elite combat. They were not adept at this kind of city defense battle. However, behind him was the passageway to the human world, the passageway to Demonic City. At that time, the pressure would not be comparable to what he was facing now. If they were not careful and the enemy broke into the catacombs and entered Magic City, then the tens of millions of people in Magic City would be in danger. Old Man Lee was ruthless. In the crowd, the expressions of some teachers and students also changed. Old Man Lee laughed. What's wrong? Did everyone think that MCMU's ability was not at this level yet? Vice Chancellor Wu is a rank 9. As for me, I also have rank 9 combat strength. MCMU still had 4 other rank 8 martial artists and 9 rank 7s. Fong Ping was close to reaching rank 8. This kind of strength was enough to suppress the 2 catacombs in the past. Now, it was just suppressing a Magic City catacombs. Would it be difficult? Not to mention that we have thousands of middle-ranked martial artists and close to 10,000 low-ranked martial artists. Even in China's 3 ministries and 4 prefectures, there aren't many armies that are stronger than us. In the crowd, Tang Feng pondered for a moment and said, I agree with Dean Lee's suggestion, but I still suggest that we be more stable and let MCMU take over the management for the time being, managing Hope City together with the government. After we familiarize ourselves with everything, the government will evacuate to avoid trouble. After all, this concerns the lives and deaths of tens of millions of people. Lu Pula nodded. That works too, it's safer. Chongqing's suggestion is not bad. I have no objections. Since there are no objections, then let's discuss it with the 3 departments. The few of them spoke one after another, and it was almost instantaneously settled. Beside them, Fong Ping was speechless. Were they not going to ask him? He had just seized old Wu's authority and stayed in the Crystal House for a few days. And now his authority was seized by you guys? Inhumane! Did they not say that MCMU's surname was Fong? However, the few elders had already started discussing the matters after taking over Hope City. Fong Ping was even more helpless. The instructors and students around him were also deep in thought at this moment. Not many of them spoke. Beside them, Li Hansong looked at Fong Ping, then at the elders who were huddled together and talking. Suddenly, he grinned and transmitted his voice. Fong Ping, your authority has been seized. MCMAU's authority changes so quickly. Fong Ping glanced at him and let out a humph. Suddenly, he thought of something and pulled him back without batting an eyelid. Then he shouted, Instructor Li Hansong wants to be intimate with you. As soon as he said that, Li Hansong suddenly had a bad feeling. Old Man Li, on the other hand, thought of something. He turned around and glanced at him, smiling meaningfully. When this fellow returned to school previously, he seemed to have done something amazing. Although he did not have the time to ask, it was probably not something good. However, he was not in the mood to find trouble with him now. When he was free, he would teach him a good lesson. Li Hansong's face turned pale. Old Man Li's smile was very evil. This was a powerhouse who killed a rank 9 powerhouse in 3 swords. No matter how tough he was still no match for him. October 1st, Fong Ping and Li Chongqing came out of closed-door cultivation. Lu Pola broke through to rank 8. On the same day, MCMU also reported to the 3 departments and 4 prefectures at the fastest speed possible. MCMU hoped to take over Hope City and began to suppress the Magic City catacombs. As for Fong Ping, He did not choose to break through that day. In reality, his breakthrough now seemed a little rushed. Previously, he wanted to show off as soon as possible. However, after being dealt a blow by Lu Polu, he did not have the mood to show off anymore. Education Department. Zhang Tao received MCMAU's report very quickly. Not only the report, but also Lu Polu's words. This old thing, after breaking through to rank 8, he's become tough. He even purposely slapped me in the face. Zhang Tao smiled and shook his head. He and Lu Polu were from the same generation. The age difference was not big. He was not even 90 yet. Lu Polu was around 80. When he was young, he had some contact with Lu Polu. He did not expect this guy, who could not even make a fart out of 3 blows, to know how to make his voice heard now. Sigh. Now that we're rich, we have more concerns. Zhang Tao sighed. How could he not know some things? After the battle of the Purple Forbidden City, he discovered the problem. The barefooted were not afraid of those who wore shoes. A few years ago, everyone was barefooted. They were all gamblers who did not care if they lived or died. In the first martial arts university championship, for the sake of billions of resources, those rank 1 students who were only rank 1 fought the arena battle as if it was a battle of life and death. A group of rank 1 martial artists fought the championship in a tragic way. Everyone did not fight for themselves. They did not fight for fame. Some people failed and cried bitterly. It was not because they lost to others, but because they lost the resources and the school did not gain anything. The old grandmasters of martial arts universities said something that made everyone's blood boil. If there were no resources, these old guys would fight for it. They dared to fight. They would fight. They were not afraid to fight. This was martial arts universities. Today, for the sake of billions of resources, could a school like MCMAU still fight like it did in the past? Forget about billions. Even tens of billions or hundreds of billions might not be enough. Could the grandmasters of today still say that they dared to go into the depths of the catacombs alone to fight for billions of resources? It was probably too little. Once you put on your shoes, there are more restrictions. Zhang Tao sighed softly. Beside him, Wang Qinghai said softly, Minister, Lu Polu's view is too one-sided. This is not your fault. You seek stability because you are reluctant to sacrifice everyone. It is also because of this that all the other worlds respect people like you. Because you are humane, and human. Zhang Tao could not help but laugh. Don't flatter me. No matter how much you flatter me, once you realize the problem, you still have to correct it. Also, don't play fishing every 2 days. You've been a rank 8 for a long time. Now you've entered the 5th cultivation. You should enter rank 9 soon. If you don't advance, MCMU will surpass us soon. Wang Qinghai said sheepishly, Minister, it's not that fast. I've just entered the 5th cultivation. My brain hasn't even materialized yet. I'm afraid it's still too early for rank 9. Don't belittle yourself. The difference between rank 9 and rank 8 lies in the understanding of the origin path. You should complete the 5th cultivation as soon as possible. If possible, complete the 6th cultivation. Entering rank 9 shouldn't be too difficult. Zhang Tao said, then said, MCMAU wants to suppress a catacomb. What do you think? Me? Wang Qinghai thought for a moment and said, I think it's feasible. Now there are a total of 24 catacombs in Sino Nation. Tianan has been destroyed, and the Purple Forbidden City has been wiped out. Strictly speaking, we only need to guard 22. If MCMU can suppress 1 alone, I think we can change our strategy for the remaining 21, including the Wuhan military. I think we can also divert most of our forces to suppress another catacomb. This way, the pressure on us will be greatly reduced. I think Vice-Chancellor Lu's words make sense. The catacombs have been waiting for hundreds of years. The passageway is about to be fully opened. Will they really start a full-scale war now? I think they might not start a full-scale war at this time, even if they destroy all the outer regions. Therefore, if it's necessary, even if we destroy a few more catacombs, it won't be too much of a problem. As he said that, Wang Qinghai added, also, hasn't Chief Nin always felt that the Department of Investigation Services National Army is overkill? Commander Zhong also said that she's being underestimated. If that's the case, I think it's feasible to let the National Army enter the catacombs and suppress one catacomb. National Army. Speaking of this, Zhang Tao raised his eyebrows slightly and said, the National Army is to suppress the evil sect. It includes maintaining order everywhere. If the National Army enters the catacombs, what about the evil sect? The evil sect is so low-key now, and it has something to do with the existence of the National Army. Minister, in another 2 or 3 years, I'm afraid a full-scale war will start. At this time, we might as well eliminate the evil sect. Now, with the development of the game and the release of some movies, sooner or later, the whole nation will know about these things. When it's fully publicized, it's also when people panic. At this time, if the evil sect does something, it'll easily stir up people's hearts. Why don't we just take this opportunity to completely eliminate the evil sect? Eliminate the evil sect. Zhang Tao tapped the table lightly and said after a while, you know the existence of the evil sect. There are many reasons for it. First, to train the new generation of martial artists. Now, both the Forbidden Catacombs and Tian'an Catacombs can do it, Minister Wang said immediately. Also, the evil sect is smarter now. It's harder to find them than before. That's true. However, there are other reasons for the existence of the evil sect, including eliminating some hostile elements among humans. Zhang Tao said softly, nowadays, the human countries are still generally the same, and their goals are also the same. Even if there are some conflicts, they'll usually speak it out in public, because everyone knows that we're facing a disaster of extinction. However, people are selfish, and people have their own ideas. There are many kinds of people and thousands of thoughts. The existence of the evil sect has also attracted some people with ulterior motives away, purifying the entire environment. Now that we've eliminated the evil sect, Minister Wang was silent for a moment, but he still said, I'm still afraid that we won't be able to get rid of the big ones. Although I don't know the specifics, I know that even you don't know everything about the evil sect. Can the evil sect really be eliminated at the critical moment? During the Great War, the evil sect is an unstable factor, a very big one. If some of the insiders meet with an accident, the evil sect may be instantly out of control. Minister, can you be sure that this won't happen to the evil sect? Also, when the time comes and we're facing a disaster of extinction, it seems like we're on the same side now. But when the time comes, will we still be on the same side? At the juncture of life and death, we're used to bowing and scraping. It's like this year after year, generation after generation. Can we still hold on to our beliefs? The evil sect martial artists have seen blood before, and it's the blood of human martial artists and ordinary people. Zhang Tao pressed his hands together and said, You're thinking too much. Don't let your imagination run wild. We know about the existence of the evil sect, and we also understand some of the situation, but there are some deeper things that you don't understand. We have our people in the evil sect, but they're not the real masters, Zhang Tao said softly. If they were the real masters, the evil sect wouldn't exist. It's fine if they gather together and take them out in one fell swoop. However, we don't know the situation of some of the big shots in the evil sect. These people don't even show their faces. The reason why the evil sect has been kept alive is also related to this. Wang Qinghai said in surprise, The evil sect's pope isn't one of us. Zhang Tao was speechless and said with a headache, Of course. If the pope was one of us, would there be any attacks on ordinary people? What's wrong with your brain? The evil sect is also very complicated. It's not made up of one sect, but more than 10 sections. Some originated from Hua, some from Europe, and some from other continents. These 10 or so sects are the reason why the evil sect is formed. The Pope is only a candidate chosen by the sections. Our people are actually only in control of one sect. Of course, the other sacred grounds probably have some control over the situation. However, evil sects are evil sections. Those bewitched powerhouses are not idiots. If they were really on the government side, wouldn't they have disbanded long ago? Why would they still be here? Minister Wang smiled bitterly. I thought the evil sect was completely under our control. If that's the case, then it's all the more reason to destroy it. Zhang Tao shook his head. It's difficult. Actually, even if some middle and low-level evil sect members do damage, it's limited. It's mainly the evil sect's higher-ups. There are actually many powerhouses in the evil sect's higher-ups. After all, it's densely spread all over the world. Nowadays, there are about 18 sects, big and small, maybe even more. Of course, some sects don't even have high ranks. However, among the 18 sects, there are still powerhouses. Even though many of them have been killed, there are only some rank 7s. Rank 8s are rare. As an organization that spreads all over the world, how could they really only have these few powerhouses? Back then, in order to kill Fong Ping, a middle-rank martial artist, they had sent a large number of high-rank powerhouses. In reality, there were more powerhouses. It was still all right in the past because there were fewer catacombs, entrances, and fewer martial artists. Even if some evil sect members had the intention, they dared not act rashly. There were not many evil sect members, and it was hard to cultivate them. But now there are more catacombs entrances. They don't control the catacombs entrances in Sino Nation, but it's hard to say if it's overseas. This is also the reason why I haven't considered spreading the brain core cultivation method yet. I'm afraid it'll be passed on to the evil sect members. Minister Wang frowned. It's not like there aren't people like this in Sino Nation. I understand this too. That's why the high-rank martial artists who go to the catacombs recently will be watched. There will be some movement when news is passed on. It's fine if they don't pay attention, but if they do, it's hard for high-ranked martial artists to hide. As he said that, Zhang Tao added, "But you're right. At this time, it's indeed time to wipe them out. On one hand, we can liberate the National Defense Army. On the other hand, in order to prevent cultivation methods from spreading into the catacombs, it's time to sort out the team." Zhang Tao knocked on the table. However, some people are very well hidden. If we don't catch them all in one go, it'll be very difficult to find them. We still need to think about this. As he was thinking, a phone on Zhang Tao's table rang. When Zhang Tao saw the phone ringing, his gaze flickered slightly. He set up a mentality barrier and picked up the call. Beside him, Minister Wang did not care. After all, he was only a rank 8. There were some things that Zhang Tao would not tell him. After a while, Zhang Tao removed the barrier. He did not know whether to laugh or cry. All right, we don't have to think of a way ourselves. Now we have a chance. The Catacombs Wanted order has been spread among the evil sect members. With such a huge temptation, the evil sect has suffered great losses in Fong Ping's hands. In the near future, the evil sect may make some moves against Fong Ping. Against Fong Ping? Minister Wang was a little surprised, but not really. He said, "Haven't the evil sect suffered enough at Fong Ping's hands? How dare they provoke him?" In MCMU, Li Chongxing killed a rank 9 with 3 swords. There's also Wu Quishan. Also, you've been taking care of Fong Ping, Zhang Tao sighed. There are still many ways. Wu Quishan is in the catacombs. If something happens to the Magic City catacombs, will Li Chongxing enter? He will definitely enter. As for me, it's even easier. If something happens to the catacombs here, or if some catacombs true kings are active near Mount Yuhai, I need to rush over. There are 24 catacombs. Sino Nation only has 15 paragons. It's too easy to lure me away. The evil sect and the catacombs should still have some collusion. I even suspect that both parties have reached some agreement with each other. There might even be some secret communication channels. Zhang Tao took a deep breath and said, for example, the powerhouses guarding a certain catacombs are in contact with the catacombs. Both parties can communicate extremely smoothly through the opposing city lord as a transit point. Some catacombs have battles all year round. Rank 9 powerhouses often fight. When a rank 9 fights, no outsiders are present. At this time, it's extremely easy to carry out some communication and connections. In this case, in order to kill Fong Ping, the catacombs might offer better conditions. Just the previous conditions alone are enough to tempt anyone. Even the paragons might be tempted. If they offer better conditions, it's not impossible for them to take the risk and give it a try. Minister Wang's expression changed slightly. Then isn't Fong Ping in danger? Yes, he's in danger. Zhang Tao sighed. The tallest tree in the forest will be destroyed by the wind. The restricted area might not be too clear about his role, but do you think the human powerhouses don't? He's not someone who has nothing to do. He's also someone who likes to show off. He's always been in this kind of martial arts environment. He thinks that everyone is a good person. Everyone cares about juniors like him. If he treats them with sincerity, others will return the favor with sincerity. I don't even know if this kind of thinking is right or wrong. Ever since the evil sect failed to kill him at the beginning of the year, Wu Quishan brought people to kill some evil sect powerhouses. This kid probably did not care about the evil sect anymore. Showing off every day. It's just a small matter, yet he has to show off to everyone. Everyone knows that he played a big role in the Tian'an catacombs. They know that he entered the bounded zones in the Tian'an catacombs. They all know that he contributed to the establishment of Tian'an. They also know that he blew up half of Nanjiang's royal city. Now, the matter of the martial king's battleground was exposed. The Forbidden Area's true king witnessed the battle. In the Shishan catacombs, he killed the Maple King's beloved son. He even took out a large amount of imperishable substance and thought that he was resurrected from the top. Li Chongqing, this guy, killed a rank 9 in 3 swords. His combat strength skyrocketed. The catacombs might not know about the cultivation methods, but it's still possible to guess that Li Chongqing has mastered the myriad Dao unification cultivation method. In the Magic City catacombs, he was also the one who helped MCMEU take down Sky Gate City. Now he's only rank 7. He cultivated to rank 7 in 2 years. If such a person appears in the catacombs, can you and I be at ease? Besides, killing him is relatively easier. After all, he's only a rank 7. No matter how strong he is, he's still a rank 7. This point is obvious to all. Then why don't we inform him and ask him to keep a low profile for the time being? Try not to leave MCMAU. If it really doesn't work, ask him to hide in the education ministry or the military department. No matter how bold the evil sect is, they won't dare to attack the 3 departments and 4 prefectures. Zhang Tao said lightly, "Didn't you say that you want to annihilate the evil sect? If he hides here, how can we annihilate the evil sect?" As he said that, Zhang Tao took a deep breath and said, "Besides, if we want to lure out the evil sect's real higher-ups, Fong Ping's rank 7 is still not enough. He's a rank 7. To kill him, the evil sect will at most send a rank 9. This is the limit. At most, 2 rank 8s will assist, 1 rank 9 and 2 rank 8s. Such a lineup is enough to kill the rank 7 Fong Ping. We might even overestimate Fong Ping. If Fong Ping fought a rank 9 head-on, he would not last more than 10 moves." Back then, Wu Quishan could fight with the weak rank 9 Lord of Skygate City. That was only a few moves. If it were not for Fan Hyping's timely rescue, he would have died long ago. To deal with Fong Ping, the evil sect might send an elemental powerhouse. Fong Ping is not their match. He might be killed in 3 moves. However, if Fong Ping has reached rank 8, plus he has many tricks up his sleeves, the evil sect has suffered a few losses in his hands. At this time, they might send 2 or even 3 rank 9 powerhouses. "Minister," Wang Qinghai said in a low voice, "the evil sect has suffered a few losses. This time, they won't be careless. They will definitely find out the situation beforehand. You will definitely be lured away, including Li Chongqing and the others. If a few rank 9s really surround and kill Fong Ping, he will be in grave danger." "I know." Zhang Tao tapped the table lightly, once again falling into deep thought. Should they use Fong Ping as bait? After a long time, Zhang Tao exhaled softly and said, "Let's ask him for his opinion. This kid has nothing to do recently. Maybe he wants to find some excitement. He has been attacked by the evil sect a few times. That time at the beginning of the year, he almost died in the hands of the evil sect members. With his personality, now that he knows that the evil sect is plotting against him, who knows how much he will cry out and seek revenge. This kid has many tricks up his sleeves. He might have some ideas." Chapter 694. McMao. Inside the Crystal Tower. "No, I was wrong. Stop hitting me." Li Hansong screamed shrilly. It was too horrible to look at. This time, he did not have the demeanor of a grandmaster at all. His videos were found. When Fong Ping and Old Man Li saw them, they hung him up and beat him up without saying a word. Hang him up and beat him up on the spire. He must be tired of living. Fong Ping and Old Man Li were furious. They had always been the ones screwing people over. Since when was it Li Hansong's turn to screw them over? Did he not know the importance of martial strength? On the spire, Li Hansong was hung up. That was a real beating. His voice was incomparably miserable. Of course, they still had to save some face for Ironhead. According to Fong Ping, his strength had improved today, so he wanted to spar with Li Hansong. As for how they would spar, they did not have to worry about it. Li Hansong's combat strength was not as good as Fong Ping's. It was normal for him to be hung up and beaten up. Do I owe you 10 rank, 9 divine weapons? No more. I owe you 500 caddies of life essence. Old Man, Li said faintly. No more. Li Hansong wanted to cry, but had no tears. He glared at Qin Fengqing beside him. Traitor! This bastard actually exposed the place where he hid the videos. Shameless. Qin Fengqing's expression was calm. With a golden egg growing on his head, he was calm and composed. He smiled and said, Ironhead was just joking. Don't hit him too hard. Moreover, Ironhead's golden body and golden bones have been forged. It's not that painful. There's no point in hitting him. Why don't you let Ironhead sign a 500-year slave contract and spur him on every day? Qin Fengqing. Li Hansong scolded loudly. You shameless villain, traitor, and even rebel against your master. Have you forgotten that I'm your master? Qin Fengqing rolled his eyes. Master my ass. Fong Ping, look. This guy is arrogant and unruly. We have to teach him a lesson. After signing the slave contract, we have to announce it to the world. Let the whole world know that this guy has been selling himself for 500 years. As he said that, he rubbed his chin and grinned. I only signed for 100 years. You signed for 500 years. Ironhead, this is too much. Get lost. Li Hansong cursed for a while before saying exasperatedly, Fong Ping, this brat took advantage of your absence to sneak into the depths of the mineral vein and absorb energy like crazy. Go and settle the score with him. Fong Ping glanced at Qin Fengqing. Qin Fengqing said dryly. Fong Yuan agreed. Fong Ping snorted. Beside him, Fong Yuan was not beaten up, but there was a huge energy on top of his head. His face was flushed red. When he saw Fong Ping looking at him, he said pitifully, Instructor Qin said that he's only a rank 6. He absorbs energy very slowly. He can't absorb much. The energy overflowing from the mineral vein every day is wasted if it's released. It's not a big deal even if he absorbs it. Fong Ping snapped. Am I talking about this? He couldn't be bothered with Qin Fengqing's absorption of energy. He didn't want to say anything even if he was courting death. The energy was already mixed, ready to burn him to death. He had already warned him not to cultivate in the near future and to try his best to purify his energy. This fellow was still absorbing energy, and it would be easier for him to explode if he were to burn up. He knew very well that he was courting death. Fong Ping couldn't be bothered to say anything. However, the more energy he absorbed, the more pure energy he could retain when he was burned. He knew very well that his chances of breaking through to rank 7 would be higher. Qin Fengqing wasn't afraid of death. If he insisted on doing this, Fong Ping couldn't be bothered with him. Fong Yuan, on the other hand, actually went out to do a mission. Did she ask for his opinion? Fong Yuan pouted and said nothing. Fong Ping snorted again. He said in an unfriendly tone, only this time, Fong Yuan still didn't say anything. Fong Ping said angrily, What? Did my words go in one ear and out the other? Fong Yuan pouted and said no. But everyone is doing a mission, not just me. Didn't you say that you won't give MCMEU special privileges? Then why do I have to be special? Because you're Fong Ping's sister. Fong Ping said matter-of-factly. Because I, your brother, have shouldered all the responsibilities you need to bear. So, it's fine even if you don't do missions. Everything you have is given by me, your brother, not anyone else. As for the others, including the Zhang siblings, their resources are all given by MCMAU. In other words, they're all given by me. If they don't take resources, don't go to the catacombs, don't do missions, I can't be bothered to care about them. If they're capable, ask their grandfather to give them resources. Their grandfather is powerful and can afford to give them, but they're not willing to. So, of course, I have to treat them fairly. You're different. Everything you need now is provided by me. If I don't let you go, then you can't go. Do you understand? But then, I'll become a vitality martial artist. So, what if you're a vitality martial artist? I've never thought of making you a powerhouse. Fong Ping didn't mince his words. He snorted and said, your talent is terrible. You started martial arts around the same time as me. I'm about to reach rank 8, and you're only rank 2. What do you have to compete with me? You're just a rank 2 martial artist. You're like an ant. I can stomp you to death with one foot. What else do you want? Fong Yuan's eyes reddened. Beside her, Qin Yunxi wanted to say something, but stopped herself. Fong Ping waved his hand, not letting her speak. He continued, if you really want to share my burden, then stay in school obediently. If you run around, I'll have to worry about you. That's not sharing my burden, it's adding to my troubles. Instructor by Ruashi may be doing this out of goodwill, but good intentions often lead to bad things. I don't want to... Fong Ping raised his eyebrows and shouted, are you talking back to me? Fong Yuan pouted, her face red. She said in a muffled voice, I want to become a powerhouse. I don't want to be a vitality martial artist. You want to be a powerhouse? Fong Ping smiled and said, tell me, do you have the potential to become a powerhouse? In what way are you stronger than others? There are millions of martial artists like you. How many of them have become powerhouses? You killed a few small fries, and now you think you're stronger than me? Don't forget, the cultivation resources you have now are all given to you by me. If I don't give you resources, can you enter MCMAU? You're not stronger than others in any way. Why don't you want to be a vitality martial artist? Why do you insist on becoming a powerhouse? You're not cut out for it. Fong Yuan, if you ignore my words again, I'll tell you to go home and stay at home. Fong Yuan bit her lip and pouted again. Then I don't want the resources you give me anymore. I'll do my own missions. Bastard. Fong Ping was furious. He shouted, I'll let you enter MCMAU so that you can go against me. Do you know how many people are watching me now? Do you know how many people want to kill you if you run around? Once you enter the catacombs and say that you're my sister, millions of martial artists will want to kill you. You still want to do your own missions. Fine, you better cut off all ties with me, Fong Yuan said gloomily. Then I have to become even stronger. Otherwise, I can't hide in Magic City forever. Don't you understand what I'm saying? Fong Ping. Fong Yuan was angry too. She said pitifully, you're always yelling at me. You're always in charge of everything. I'm not a child anymore. Yo, are you in your rebellious phase now? Are you going to fight against a stubborn parent like me? Fong Ping chuckled suddenly. You don't want to be a child. Fine. I'm not a stubborn person. People are rebellious at this age. Your brother was also at this age. I know what you're thinking. All of you think you're omnipotent. You think you can surpass your parents and elders. You don't want people to introduce you as Fong Ping's sister. And you don't want people to introduce me as Fong Yuan's brother, do you? Why don't you think about how you're stronger than me and others? Qin Fengqing, that idiot, no matter how useless he is, he's still not someone you can compare to. He's full of guts. He's not afraid of death. But are you? Beside him, Qin Fengqing looked up at the sky. Mother Kerr, why did you teach your sister to lecture me, especially when you added a few prefixes? Fong Ping ignored him. He glanced at Fong Yuan and laughed. Now that you've grown up and want to fly solo, I'll grant your wish. If you want to prove yourself, it's simple. At least pass a small test. At least let me know that you have the potential to become a powerhouse. This is necessary, right? Fong Yuan gritted her teeth. I'm not afraid. You're not afraid? Fong Ping laughed. Yeah. What are you afraid of? I'm your brother. Do you think I'll kill you? Since you're not willing to listen to me, there's nothing I can do. How about this? stand for 10 days with this energy stone on your back. I won't make things difficult for you. There's no danger to your life, and you can take the opportunity to absorb energy for cultivation. How great is that? It's only a few hundred caddies. It's nothing. A rank 2 martial artist carrying a few hundred caddies of cultivation-aiding energy stone on his back would gladly stand for a year. As for me, I don't ask much of you. Once you've stood for 10 days, you can do whatever you want. Fang Yuan's face was red. She had only stood for a short while, and she was already exhausted. 10 more days? Fang Ping smiled. If you can't, then be a good girl and listen to me. Do you hear me? If I don't say anything, I'll see who dares to bring you out of MCMAU. If I don't say anything, you won't even be able to leave Magic City. If you cause trouble again, I'll send you somewhere else, and you won't be able to come out. You're just a kid, and you want to rebel? Why don't you try to rebel? I'm stubborn. I'm a feudal patriarch. Are you going to bite me? As Fang Ping said that, he humphed. I have my ways to deal with disobedient brats like you. I guarantee that you'll be obedient. You still want to fight with me? You're asking for a beating. As he said that, Fang Ping waved his hand. Fang Yuan rose into the air and flew out of the crystal tower, standing by the roadside outside the tower. After throwing Fang Yuan out, Chen Yunxi sighed. Fang Ping, Fang Yuan is still young. You're making it sound so serious. Fang Ping sighed too. Don't say that. I know what you're trying to say. You're going to say that I don't understand, and that I'm pretending to understand. I know better than you about what happened in Star Town. I raised my sister to be like Star Town, maybe even worse, but I'm willing. I just want her to live happily for the rest of her life. Do I need to share her burdens? If she goes out on missions and goes to the catacombs, I'll be more worried. If something happens, I'll regret it even more. If that's the case, I'd rather let her cultivate martial arts in peace. It doesn't matter even if she becomes a vitality martial artist. In the past, from my perspective, I thought those second-generation martial artists were all useless. Now, I'd rather my sister become useless. Useless people can at least live a little longer than others. That might not be true. Before Qin Fengqin could finish, Fang Ping threw a punch and sent him flying. Li Hansong, who was hung up, grinned. He wanted to beat this bastard to death for running his mouth. Beside him, Old Man Li looked at Fang Yuan and said with a smile, "Kid, if this girl of yours can really hold on for 10 days, she'll be a talent with potential. What will you do then?" 10 days? Fang Ping curled his lips. If she can really hold on for 10 days, I'll give her credit. Yunxi, go and ask her friends to call her out to play. Get some good food and drinks and lure her from the side. Bring a bed over too. The cushion has to be soft, so she'll want to sleep on it. Pour some water on her from upstairs. She's a rank 2. She won't die from the rain. Get some gold ingots over too. I'm also cultivating my heart now. How old is she? If she can really resist these temptations, if she really has the willpower to hold on for 10 days, then my sister isn't really useless. When that time comes, let her be. Fang Ping sighed. Most of the time, it's useless to control her by force. The more I try to suppress her, the more rebellious she'll become. If she really runs away from home and goes to the catacombs to explore, I'll have a headache. As he spoke, Fang Ping's ears twitched. He waved his hand, and the phone in the crystal pagoda flew into his hand. After glancing at the number, Fang Ping complained, "It's old Zhang calling. He might be looking for trouble with old Liu. After all, if I ask him to pay his debts, where would he get the money to pay me? He's just a pauper." Everyone was speechless. Only you have the guts to say that. You really have the guts to answer the call first. In the next moment, Fang Ping answered the call, his face full of smiles. "Minister, you're looking for me? Have you settled the forbidden catacombs matters? If there's anything you need my help with, just let me know. I'm free these days." So polite? Zhang Tao laughed. "You scolded me a lot before you answered the call, didn't you?" "Why would I?" Fang Ping said righteously. "Am I that kind of person?" Zhang Tao did not say much. He smiled faintly. "You're really famous now. The key is that you're famous, but you're not strong enough. Right now, your head is wealth. A lot of wealth." Fang Ping's eyebrows twitched slightly. He smiled. "Minister, if you have something to say, just say it. Are you planning to get a fake head and go to the catacombs to cheat for rewards? But it's a little difficult. With this unique aura of mine, even if I die, no one can impersonate me. Don't talk nonsense. Zhang Tao muttered. It's like this. Old Zhang quickly explained the situation. Fong Ping's expression did not change. He smiled. The evil sect still dares to show up? Why not? Zhang Tao said lightly. Do you really think you're invincible? You're not me. Not to mention a rank 7 like you. Even if it's a rank 8 or a rank 9, if there's really a tempting benefit, there will still be people who dare to take the risk. Even if it was to kill Li Changsheng, there would still be people who dared to do it, provided that the benefits were sufficient. Even at the absolute peak, if there were truly great benefits, such as a 100% chance of allowing one to walk the second or third path, there would still be people who would dare to act. Benefits would drive people crazy. The benefits offered by the catacombs were too great. Divine weapons, energy, ores, life essence, true king's absolute art. Do you know what this is? These were the conditions that might allow a rank 9 powerhouse to step into the pinnacle. A true monarch's absolute art. If there is a true monarch's path inheritance, and this true monarch is fallen, it is not impossible for him to become a true monarch. You know this. Of course, it was very difficult for absolute arts to help people reach the peak. However, just because it was difficult didn't mean that there was no hope at all. At the very least, it gave people hope and didn't make them despair. It's normal for some level 9 experts, who have been facing obstacles for many years, to be tempted. How many level 9 experts does the cult have? How many rank bait? I'm not sure. You're not sure? Fong Ping laughed. If you're not sure, then I won't do it. If you really want me to take the risk, then tell me everything that needs to be said, and I'll make my decision. Including who our people are. I want to know this too. I don't want to guess. Even if they are our people, I don't dare to trust 100%. Who knows if there are any traitors? Zhang Tao laughed. I've shielded the surroundings. There's no harm in chatting. Fong Ping looked around, looked at Chen Yunxi and said, Yunxi, you go to your work first, Fong Ping. Chen Yunxi was a little worried. Fong Ping waved his hand and said, it's okay. I don't fight a battle unprepared. Go. Chen Yunxi sighed and left the crystal tower quickly. After she left, Fong Ping laughed. Minister, tell me about it. The cult's composition is more complicated. There are a total of 18 sections. I won't talk about some small sects without high ranks. The 18 sects have records of high ranks attacking, and these sects, under the influence of some people, formed a large organization. That is what we call the cult. There are also many levels to the cult's high-level composition. Before this, each sect had its own pope, teaching elder, and guardian elder. These are all high-ranked martial artists. Middle-ranked ones are usually guardians and the like. We don't have to worry about these now. After the 18 sects were unified, there was a pope, who was also the cult's nominal leader. Generally, he was called the Grand Pope, the person closest to God. After the cult was unified, a Salvation Hall was established. The Salvation Hall was led by the Grand Pope. The popes of various sects joined it, including some solo powerhouses, who would also join in name only. Fong Ping interrupted. Solo powerhouses. Do cult powerhouses have to form an organization? There are also many who join the cult in their own name. These people have their own goals, so it's normal. According to our intel, other than the Grand Pope and the 18 popes of various sects in the Salvation Hall. Fong Ping interrupted again. Isn't the Grand Pope one of the 18 popes? No, it's quite mysterious. As for who it is specifically, it's hard to say. There have been some guesses, but it's useless. Don't make wild guesses to avoid causing unrest. Let's continue talking about the Salvation Hall. The Salvation Hall is the cult's main combat force organization. The powerhouses are all in name only. The powerhouses here refer to the high-ranked ones. Rank 7s are still teaching elders. Rank 8s are teaching elders. Rank 9s are salvation elders. And the rest are Grand Pope. It's not too sure how many teaching elders there are. Close to 50 or 60 of them, but many of them were killed previously. There are probably still some scattered around the world now. There are much fewer teaching elders. Some sex popes are only rank 8, and some are even rank 7. These people also carry the title of teaching elders, and there are about 15 or 16 of them. As for the salvation elders, the exact number is still unclear. Rumor has it that there are 9. Whether it's true or not, no one knows. These fellows are very mysterious, and they do not communicate face-to-face. Nowadays, communication is advanced, and there are many ways to communicate. Moreover, it is usually one-way communication. As for the exact number, probably only the Grand Pope knows. 9 salvation elders plus the Grand Pope, that's a total of 10. These 10 are said to be rank 9. However, among these 10 people, we still stuffed in a rank 9 martial artist. Not only is he a rank 9, but he's also a powerhouse among rank 9. He has some status in the cult, unless it's top secret information, the kind that only the Grand Pope can get hold of. Otherwise, we will receive most of the information. 10 rank 9s? Fong Ping looks shocked. So many rank 9s? Rank 9s are not cabbages. Almost all of them have records, unless they don't fight for their whole lives and never come out of the mountains. But those people will not break through to rank 9. That means these people all have public identities? More or less. Fong Ping took a deep breath and said, "How many people does Sino Nation have information on?" 3. Zhang Tao said calmly. "Other than our people, there are 3 more people that we have information on. In other words, we still have no information on the 5 salvation elders and the Grand Pope. As for the other big holy lands, maybe they have information, maybe they don't. Among the 3 people that we know, one of them is even from the Holy Land. We don't know if he's from the cult or if the Holy Land planted him on purpose. No matter what, you don't have to worry about this. Just treat them as enemies." Among the 3 people who know, none of them are from Sino Nation. But it's hard to say whether Sino Nation has them or not. I don't want to guess anything. This time, we will judge according to the timing of the few people who know their identities so that they won't have the chance to attack you. If you agree, then the one who will attack you will be a rank 9 powerhouse whose identity we don't know. At least we can lure 1 or 2 people out. If it's more, 2 or 3 will work too. 10 rank 9s. Once the identities of 6 or 7 of them are known, then the cult's threat will be minimal. Fong Ping, what do you say? Who are our people? Are they reliable? Fong Ping said, then said, "Is it High Grandmaster Kong Ling Yuan? I know that he has not recovered from his injuries and has been recuperating." Zhang Tao laughed. "I know you might guess that it's him, but it's not. Kong Ling Yuan's injuries are really not healed yet. It's the Dragon King, Lin Long. Lin Long doesn't keep watch over the catacombs. He has been guarding the central government. That's why he has more opportunities to come into contact with these things. Lin Long is one of us. Moreover, we know him very well. The probability of something happening to Lin Long is not high. Moreover, it's not the time yet. He hasn't reached the pinnacle yet. There's no time to care about these things. Even if there's a 1 in 10,000th of an accident and he really wavers, he won't dare to change sides now. Because if he does, he'll definitely die. Moreover, this time, Lin Long won't make a move. If he doesn't make a move, won't people be suspicious? That won't happen. You've underestimated the cult powerhouses. Since they're powerhouses, they have their own principles. Although Lin Long is a member of the cult now, the sect he leads isn't aiming to kill human powerhouses and sell their lives to the catacombs martial artists. The sect he leads now preaches about opening up a territory completely, conquering a territory, and managing it as a human fortress. In reality, this idea has already been realized. Of course, since it's in cult, it's not that simple. His sect has some other ideas. While managing a territory, they'll drive a large number of ordinary people and martial artists into this territory. They'll die and be killed in this territory, providing a catalyst for the passageway to be completely opened. Therefore, before they conquer a complete territory, his sect won't make a move on human martial artists, unless the cult has really conquered a complete territory and handed it over to him to manage. If that happens, it would be unreasonable for him to not make a move. What I'm trying to say is that he has his reasons for not making a move. Of course, if you need him to, he can make a move. At a crucial moment, it's not a problem for him to switch sides. At this juncture, it doesn't matter if his identity is exposed. Let me think about it. Oh right, Minister, you mean that I'm not qualified yet. It's best if I break through to rank 8 and lure more rank 9s to kill me? Yes, Fong Ping muttered. Then what kind of help can you give me? I can't give you too much help. What I could do is seal off the forbidden catacombs so that Beigong Yin can free up his hands. I'll try my best to seal his aura and wait at a fixed location. If I do more and more rank 9s disappear, the other party will become suspicious. Beigong Yin is dealing with the forbidden catacombs now. He's still not in the catacombs. The forbidden catacombs is under our control. The other party can't send any messages out. Just one rank 9? Yes. If the cult sends 3, won't I be dead meat? You don't have any ideas? Fong Ping rolled his eyes. I'm only a rank 7. How can I think of anything? According to what you said, when the time comes, Instructor Li and the rest will definitely be lured away. If he doesn't leave, the other party probably won't make a move. Wouldn't that be a waste of effort? Since Instructor Li has left, how can I deal with a rank 9? This isn't the bounded territory. As he said that, Fong Ping rubbed his chin. Why don't I lure the other party to the bounded territory and try? I'm afraid it won't work. Besides, if you really go to the catacombs, it won't be a matter of the cult rank 9 anymore. You know what I mean? I don't have to kill them, right? If I hold them back, how long will it take for you to get here? At least 10 minutes. 10 minutes is too long. Fong Ping exhaled. The point is, even if I really kill these guys, there might not be any benefits. Also, I have to pick a good place. If I really want to rank 9 to make a move, it can't be in a crowded place. Won't it make people suspicious if I go to a deserted place for no reason? When Fong Ping said this, Zhang Tao laughed. You mean you agree? I'm not sure yet. I have to think about it. All right, Minister. Are there any strong early-stage rank 8 powerhouses? The kind that are very strong. One person can kill a few rank 8s. Those that are trustworthy. Give me a few dozen. Zhang Tao was speechless. I also want to find so many strong rank 8s. Help me find them. Minister, a rank 8 second forging golden body is also considered early stage rank 8, right? Yes. What about third forging? Logically, rank 8 has 9 forging. I think third forging is also early stage rank 8. You asked me about the division of realms. How would I know? You can think whatever you want. If you think he's early stage, then he's early stage. Can I stop you? Fong Ping was speechless. I'm asking about serious matters. If I break through, then I'll be early stage rank 8. Logically, I can only hide an early stage rank 8's aura. Whether I can hide a rank 8 third forging powerhouse's aura, it's hard to say. Rank 9 powerhouses. If there were too many rank 8s, it would be like ants biting an elephant to death. Forget it. I won't ask you anymore. I'll think about it. Give me some time. Also, if I really lure them out, that cult must have a lot of things. They have to belong to me. Also, the government has to pay me something. Otherwise, I won't do it. It won't do if it's less. I don't like it. Finally, if these rank 9's real identity is very rich, their properties will also belong to me. Sure. Also, the news of me being killed, it was the Dragon King who told you, right? That's right. Then you don't have to worry about this. Just say that you told me. Don't ask the Dragon King to make a move or not. And don't mention any plans. You don't even trust me, kid? That's not it. I just don't trust the Dragon King. I'm not familiar with him. Who knows what he's thinking? If he kills me while I'm at it, and I still foolishly believe him, thinking that he can save me, then how can I justify myself? Also, the cult won't send a few rank 9's just to deal with a rank 7 martial artist like me, even if it's a rank 8, right? You're underestimating yourself. Zhang Tao said playfully, you're very popular now. Who dares to underestimate you? Fong Ping? You've escaped from the cult a few times and even killed their people. This time, the cult will definitely choose the safest plan in order to be foolproof and to get those bonuses. In my opinion, the safest plan is to send 3 rank 9's. Didn't you say that you killed 2 rank 9's? Then send 3. I'm still confident that they can kill you. You really think highly of me. Fong Ping laughed. I didn't even know that I could actually get 3 rank 9s to assassinate me. If you don't want to show off, then 1 is enough. I'm not showing off. What I said is the truth. Besides, I don't want to show off anymore. But from what you're saying, you're forcing me to show off. I'm forced to do this. I'm helpless. Zhang Tao. For a moment, Zhang Tao did not know what to say. After a long while, he said, "Tell me after you've thought about it. Don't worry. It's okay if you're really unwilling. Even if you agree, I still have to consider the risks. If you die, there might be 1 less desperation realm combat strength. Betting on a few rank 9s might not be worth it. Of course, if you're confident, then you can try. If it really doesn't work, give me your mineral vein. I'll give you a mentality avatar to save your life." Fong Ping's expression darkened. Aren't you embarrassed? You're the one who asked me to do it. You actually want me to spend money to buy my life. Zhang Tao knew what he meant. He laughed and said, "Don't say that I'm forcing you. I'm not forcing you. You're the one who showed off. These evil sect martial artists insisted on killing you. Then I'm also doing this for humanity's victory. Sino Nation's victory. Don't change the concept." Huh? Let's wait and see. I've just separated a mentality avatar. If I split it again, I'm afraid that my combat strength will really be affected. I'll let Li Jun try. That guy should be able to separate one. When Fong Ping heard what he said, he was instantly speechless. Are you going to trick Li Jun? Before he finished thinking, Zhang Tao sighed. Li Jun is different from me. I don't care about these things. He's more stingy. If you don't give him some money, he might not be willing. Don't you have a rank 9 divine weapon that you don't use? Then exchange this. He should agree. Huh? Fong Ping sneered. Could this divine weapon really fall into Li Jun's hands? You think I don't know you? Minister, I heard that Minister Xie needs a divine weapon. A few years ago, you sent flowers to Minister Xie, but she didn't seem to accept them. This time, if you give her a divine weapon, she might be able to move her heart. Fong Ping, do you know that the more you talk, the more mistakes you make? Zhang Tao smiled gently. Fong Ping shuddered. He laughed dryly. I'm just joking. Minister Wang told me. Otherwise, how would I know? Ministry of Education. Wang Qinghai suddenly shuddered. He looked at the room next door. What was going on? His entire body suddenly turned cold. He was a rank 8 5th level martial artist. How could he possibly catch a cold? This was an ominous sign. Please remember this book's original domain name. 9 Heavens Divine Emperor mobile version website that you're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.